I wasn't. As soon as they showed Tiger Woods' first girlfriend ever, I was not surprised he ended up marrying the woman he married because they were exactly alike, tall, blonde, white women. He had it in from the start, and then like when the guy who was his dad's friend on the golf course said that Earl Woods was flirting with these beautiful blonde women and then taking them to the Winnebago or the trailer, and you know that was parked right on the course that Tiger was playing at. Like Tiger knew from the start, he's like these blonde white women, like that's it, like that's what to strive for. Like, and then he dated
said easy access. That's all it is.
And then he dated Lindsey Vonn like right after his divorce. So again, like he had a type. It was these Scandinavian blonde, you know, women.
Scandinavian.
No, because Elin Nordegren was I think she's Swedish. So yeah,
she's a Nordic. You got to use those terminologies. She's a Nordic. She came from the Caucasus Mountains. Caucasus Mountains.
But no, but yeah, I haven't seen part two. And part two of and part one of the Tiger doc ends great, where they have, I think it's Rachel Yucatel, who is the main mistress. She shows up, sits down, she's like, "What are we talking about?" And it's like, "Bitch, you know what we're talking about."
One day on the podcast, we're gonna have a conversation how some women be playing stupid. Like, bitch, you know what you came for.
That was definitely a line that they're like, "Say this," and she's like, "Okay, whatever." Blah blah blah. Give me some pills.
Yeah, being nice, like, yeah, I fucking just dropped a pill and Tigers.
No one is ever talking to you about anything that isn't Tiger Woods. Even though I think she did hook up with David Boreanaz as well,
and he was like, "Fuck out of here."
And
you talking about from Buffy?
Yeah, Angel.
Really?
Yeah. Bones. Yeah. Pretty sure crazy. She did. I think she bounced from one guy's mistress to be another man's mistress.
Right. Okay, so she's just a 6-man hoe.
You said it. Not years ago. It feels like years ago. Yeah. One podcast when we were talking about because Tyler Harrow and Kyle Kuzma had the same girl, and you said every city we go.
Yeah, these hoes for everybody. Ain't no problem.
No, that you see the same ones. It's always the same.
Yeah. These celebrity dudes, they pass them around. It's like a circle of trust type thing. It's like
a passage. Yeah.
Yeah, like this bitch is cool. She only gonna snitch on you 5 times, but still, you should talk to her. But she broke as hell. I would never understand how y'all dudes talk to broke females, bro. How does that benefit you?
Oh, you mean if you're a rich guy? If you're an athlete or a musician, or in general? Because in general, that's like, if you're a guy like me, you got to, because like, what other options? But if you're like,
get some women that match your money.
If you're Quavo or like fucking, I don't know, Christian McCaffrey, like
Christian McCaffrey, he just running the football, bro. I don't think he cared.
No, because he got Danny Amendola's ex girl. See,
what the fuck? Olivia, he passing these hoes around like blunts.
Olivia Culpa, I believe, and she used to be Nick Jonas's girl.
Bro, what's going on? They just really pass them around like blunts.
I think we said this before. It's like the that's mine now mentality. Like you had that, now it's mine.
But they make several of these females.
But it's that alpha male toxic masculinity bullshit about like you can keep it down, I can, like, you know. And maybe it's the thing, I think it's also payback for the woman as well. Like Christian McCaffrey is definitely like better than any Danny Amendola is or ever was.
No, Danny Amendola is like 5'2". Am I lying? They got him listed as 5'11". They a damn lie.
He is at least like a legit. He's 5'9". I bet 5'9", 5'10" at the most. But Christian McCaffrey ain't tall either, but he's fucking.
But he's he's a running back, so it's different. So yeah, because Ray Rice, Mark Ingram, Big Trust.
I don't think you can say that first name anymore.
Who?
The man.
The redacted Mark. Yeah. The redacted Rice.
Elevator man.
Elevator Rice. I mean, yeah, he was knocking people out on the field and off the field.
Okay. We're gonna have to cut this at 444, ironically, because that's also what the Mr. 444 Jay-Z had some shit in the elevator. What's what people starting shit in elevators? That's a contained space. You're going up or down. You got. I get because you have nowhere to go, so it's like we're trapped. Like it's like a Winter Soldier.
I was just about to say that. It's like, bro, why not run the fade in the elevator?
Like, does anyone want to get out while you have the chance? And then like, boom. And see, Frank Grillo. We didn't get to talk about Frank Grillo last week, even though I wanted to, because
we will. I don't even know who that is.
You know what? We can. No, yeah, he's Crossbones.
Oh yeah, he is Crossbones. I just don't know the names.
I just want to say because like he's like low key a good actor. Like, did you see Warrior with Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton, the MMA movie?
Where Kurt Angle was in there off the perks.
Kurt Angle is a Russian
off the shits. I could tell then something was going on.
Oh yeah, definitely. And he's supposed to be like a Fedor Emelianenko type fighter. He's legit power bombing dudes in the movie.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, Kurt, you don't even do power bombs in the ring. You do suplexes.
And this is the time when Kurt Angle was like legit trying to go back to the Olympics and wrestle. And it was also kind of thinking about MMA. Because remember, he had we talked about before, that great lockdown match with Samoa Joe in 2008, where he showed up in like Frank Trigg's fight shorts, fucking perked up as hell because he's skinny as fuck, but like,
but all this it was the weirdest thing. His arms little.
He's got my arms like your torso, and like
he holds this position for a reason. Like if people didn't know he was fucked up, just
that's such a great man. And he's doing like leg kicks and fucking like shooting for like takedowns and like sprawling. That just looked like a great match. But
even though it's a shoot match, Samoa was Joe was probably like, hey man, can you relax?
Yeah, Joe's like, I got a little bit of training, but calm the fuck down. Like
right. Kicking him in the thighs. He's like, yo.
That's the LL Cool J, we got a game. And Samoa Joe's like, G-Fuck's like, no, we do not. Like
bro, like I understand we supposed to be doing MMA.
Samoa Joe's like, this shit's fake. This is really choreographed.
Don't hurt my body. That's the one. That's what we should have had. Brock Lesnar versus him. Nah, because somebody would have died.
Who?
Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle in that shoot fight.
Oh.
Nah, somebody would have really got hurt.
I was just listening to a podcast where they talked about how Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar, they wrestled around in WWE like before like when they would set up the ring and stuff, like they would like test each other, and that Kurt Angle would get the better, which is not shocking. The guy won a gold medal with a broken fucking neck.
Freaking neck, but you're right.
No, but like that shit's, if you won with a broken fucking neck, like God, like he's like
because I read the book, he said
no wonder he won because like no wonder he won because no guy's able to pin his shoulders to the mat. He's like, no.
He had a 1 month old neck. He was just like this, like how you hold a baby if you hold him properly. That's how his neck was.
Yeah, no, but Frank Grillo, because he's great in that movie as the trainer to Joel Edgerton, and it's like a great Warrior. Even though the Oscars don't matter, the Oscars are full of shit, and maybe we'll talk about that in a few weeks from now when the Oscars happen. But Warrior is like an Oscar movie, and he gives like a great Oscar-worthy performance. And he had the movie Boss Level, which have you watched it or no? The movie that's basically it's basically Live, Die, Repeat, Groundhog Day, like, but it's actually a good take on it, because you know the thing with Hollywood, like whenever one movie works out with a good formula, they try to replicate it. Like Die Hard became Speed, became Sudden Death.
Paul Bart became whatever movie that was with Seth Rogen.
No. See, that's when like something happens at like the same time. Like again, like there were 2 White House movies in the same year: the Gerard Butler Olympus Has Fallen and the Channing Tatum White House Down.
The Matrix, bro. We live in the Matrix.
Deep Impact, Armageddon, asteroids hitting Earth at the same time. Yeah, but
remember that was a thing.
What?
You was too little. You remember when that was a thing? No. Did you research that later on?
First?
No, about an asteroid that was supposed to destroy the Earth.
Oh no. Yeah,
there's something about that like in the late '99. That's where it come from.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, if that's how Earth was created, how they say, then why wouldn't it happen?
It killed the dinosaur. That's a different podcast.
Well, no, I thought it was the Ice Age, as Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze would say.
I think I wanted to tweet that the other day, and we'll get to that about Joshua Eden, but I think I wanted to tell him freeze in hell.
But no, I just want to say that Frank Grillo, Frank Grillo is one of those guys who's an action star, but like maybe a legit badass in real life. Not sure, because he seems like one of these guys who's artsy fartsy, but like does boxing training, does like Muay Thai training, MMA training. And I think it's that thing where like to be an action star, to look legitimate. I think these guys commit now more than they did back then. When we talked about like JCVD, Chuck Norris, Steven Seagal, these guys that had padded records when they're basically frauds. Or but then I think Frank Grillo is more in common with your guy Wesley Snipes, who they probably like. Wesley Snipes is like what, a 5th degree black belt, and then in his karate, his specific type of karate, but is also a classically trained actor. And I think Frank Grillo is kind of that same vein, where like Frank Grillo is this guy who has like him and Zack Snyder are very similar in that like they have these weird tattoos. I can talk about because I have weird tattoos, but like.
White guys are good for getting those type of tattoos. Like
we get the same hair. We all get the same haircut. Like we get the shaved on the sides, the long on the top, and then like we get like the weird design tattoos that's supposed to be like family or something, and like some weird art design language. But I just always thought like Frank Grillo was a guy.
Being a fighter.
Who, Frank Grillo?
Yeah, I don't see nothing about him being a fighter.
I think he's just one of those actors that like loves fighting and does like the training. Like I don't like he never actually. That's what I mean. Like Wesley Snipes didn't compete in like karate competitions. He just like studied karate.
It was damn good at it.
No, that's what I mean. I think Frank Grillo is someone who's similar. And Frank Grillo.
Oh, I thought I was tripping. You seen that movie he had with Bruce Willis that came out?
No.
It's called Cosmic Sin.
No, I haven't.
That's crazy. I thought I was tripping when I saw that movie. Yeah, Cosmic Sin with Bruce Willis. And I think it's the same concept as starring in what may be a failed test run of deep fake technology. I don't know what it's about, but it's on Amazon Prime. So, I'll be the scapegoat. I'm going to watch it, and then I'll tell you what's going on.
But, I mean, Frank Grillo, he was supposed to do the remake of The Raid, the American version. And he was going to be with the director who did Boss Level, Joe Carnahan, who did Smoking Aces, and he did the 18 movie, which I like. It didn't qualify for a good bad movie because it had 45% on Rotten Tomatoes. Mm-hmm. But it's one of those good bad action movies that I love.
Yeah, I went to the movie theaters to see that. I actually did like it.
Well, it has that great sequence of like them trying to fly the tank by shooting the ammo to change direction, and they're like, "What are they shooting at?" She's like, "They're not shooting at anything. They're trying to fly that thing."
Hey, but I really was like, "Damn, what if you could really do that?"
See that? What's funny? That's in like 2009, 2010, and the next year, Fast and the Furious starts doing crazier shit. They drive the car off the cliff into the water. They drag the safe through Rio. So I think we got to get props for the A-Team for doing like a crazy stunt like that. And then not that Fast and Furious wouldn't, but I'm just like, there's an extra notch you can take in stunt work in CGI and action scenes. And that's the thing. Like if you're not going to have like the best fight scenes, because that's something the A-Team doesn't have, but they have good set pieces in general.
Yeah, I haven't seen this since I went to the movies in 2010.
I watched it like I think 2 years ago. Like I said, the fight scenes are like bad shaky cam bullshit. But well, because it's Liam Neeson, he's like 60 years old, and Patrick Wilson, like, nah.
How many times do you think he wanted to try to kill Rampage Jackson?
Oh, okay. I mean, I think we saw what Rampage Jackson did at the door. I think Liam Neeson's that door.
But Liam Neeson thought he's Taken. I don't remember the character's name at Taken, but he thought it was a shoot.
Oh, I think it's like something Mills.
Not Terry Bollea?
Brother.
I would never follow them home. I'll just big boot him.
Brother, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna boot you. You're gonna sell, and then I'm gonna roll you up. I'm gonna cover you 1, 2, 3. But you can't fight. You can't punch me back, brother. Because I can't fight.
I know sell everything. I can't fight.
You can't fight.
6'9", 300 pounds. You're a waste of life, bro.
Remember I told
What's the point?
I listened to that podcast. And I told you that story that Vern Gagne. He beat up Vern Gagne.
He beat no goddamn Vern Gagne up.
Because Vern Gagne shot at him, and then Hulk Hogan put him like in a headlock. Because Vern Gagne was like, Matsuda trained you? He's like, yeah, brother. Like we'll see. And like he shot on him, and then like Hulk Hogan sprawled. No way Hulk Hogan fucking knew how to sprawl. He fucking like grabbed a chair and like whacked Vern Gagne and then put him in the headlock.
At that point, Vern Gagne was probably like 89 too, so that makes
sense. And Vern Gagne was another guy. Vern Gagne was another guy who lied about like his credentials.
Oh yeah, didn't he say he was like a? You told me recently. Like he said he was like a shooter or something like that. Like they
said like he tried to medal. I mean, he tried to make the U.S. Olympic team in Greco-Roman wrestling, but there was no Greco-Roman U.S. team because that didn't happen until years later.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Couture was a Greco-Roman wrestler. But yeah, and then like he never trained the guys in AWA. It was Billy Robinson, who was like a legit shooter, like your boy Stu Hart.
Hey man, the greatest of all time, greatest trainer ever, Stu Hart.
But before we get into Snyder Cut, which will be the main focus of today's episode, I just wanted to read you the idea of the Raid remake with Frank Grillo because it's not a bad idea. It would work better if you like didn't call it the Raid, if you just gave it a different type of name for an action movie.
But Davis, it's it's an American version of the Raid. That's all I need to know. There's no way it would have been good.
No, but
you know what would have been an American version of Raid? And we'll get to it. Deathstroke.
That's one of the things I'm pissed off about.
Or we could have got that Batman Batfleck movie, and that could have been from the director Raid.
I'm still pissed about that too.
So yeah, that shouldn't have been an American version of Raid, because if it's the same premise, there's no way an American filmmaker could have made it as good as it.
Well, yeah, and like I said, it's Joe Carnahan who does like action, but not martial arts action. Even though in Boss Level there is some good martial arts type stuff. They like just like the basic like Wesley Snipes like defense type grab a gun.
All right. He has strikes too. He ain't Steven Seagal, bro. Don't do that.
No, remember, like I said, like you could like because you see Wesley Snipes, but that's what makes Wesley Snipes legit because he's going. Whereas like Steven Seagal, they're shooting like 4 different cameras at one time. It was like Wesley Snipes is standing there. Every guy's coming. He's like, nope.
We tend to bury Steven Seagal every week, so that gives me an idea. Let me write that down.
Well, I mean, no one. I mean, besides Triple H, no one was more of a fraud for trying to look like a badass. Like, I'm a badass. Like, shut the fuck up.
No, he's the only person from Detroit that can't fight.
Him and Kevin Nash. Even though Kevin Nash did choke out his own son, but big fucking deal. Wow.
I still laugh every time I think about that. Like, bro, it's basically Kurt Franklin, but it's a shoot. Both of them is shoot, but it's basically Kurt Franklin, but for real. Like, Kurt Franklin cussed out his son. People was mad because Kurt Franklin cussed out his son. All right, be it he's supposed to be a Christian rapper, singer, whatever. But the fact that Kevin Nash said, when I get off this flight, the first thing I'm doing is coming home and choking my son. Legend, bro.
He said, after I get off this flight where I can't fucking move because the seats fuck up my fucked up legs.
And because he's 6'10". Yo, that would be trash. If you 6'10" and you can't ride in first class, I'd rather not fly.
I think even in first class, he was having problems. Because his knees are like fucking so disproportionate to the rest of his body.
You got no knees.
Yeah, I mean, he had no knees in terms of like, because like that's why they say he wore those pants to cover up. Like he had bad legs, like legs.
You know who Terry Funk used to walk like? Kenny Smith. He walks like Kenny Smith.
Damian Priest has the Kenny Smith knees, the inward knees.
The what knees?
Inward.
The what knees? Hold on, relax. All right.
No, they're pointed inward. That's that. I didn't even think of it like that.
INWARD. Okay.
Yeah.
He said INWARD, everybody.
Oh my
God.
Did
not kill him. I was
that
like,
is
what?
fucking
I'm about to say, boy. All right. Now edit point.
Oh my God.
I said, oh, okay, we in the danger zone for real.
Yeah, you said what? I'm like, what did I say? Like, I didn't say anything.
Boy, that was the danger zone. I was nervous for a second. I was like, God damn, now I can't do the podcast no more.
God damn, I can't find it. Either way, the whole idea of like the Frank Grillo raid was like he's basically like a Stone Cold like it's basically like a combination of like Stone Cold, Terry Funk, Mick Foley's like your knees are shot, your neck's jacked up, you got no rotator cuffs, your hands they have to take fluid out of your hands because they're that crippled. But we found your brother in like Budapest or something like that. And a drone strike is gonna hit this building tomorrow. So you have 24 hours to get in and rescue your brother who you thought was dead. So basically the same premise of the raid of like you go in, get your brother, get out. But like the idea was instead of it being a rookie cop, it's gonna be like this war torn guy who's like on the verge of PTSD, and like is basically a broken man gonna fight his way. Which I mean, that'd be interesting because like every punch he would have thrown, and it just like would have been like adrenaline fueled, and like he's this at the like probably like reaching the top of because that's the thing about the raid, like they work their way up the levels so well. That each level he would have been like his hands probably would have been so fucked up, so he's just probably like fighting with elbows and knees and kicks. I mean, I would have worked, but you'd like to call it the raid. I mean, you should just gave it a different name and do like the inspired by the raid because like how The Departed, it's not Infernal Affairs, it's inspired by Infernal Affairs. They make changes that I'm aware of from the Hong Kong version of the movie that inspired Martin Scorsese's take on The Departed.
Yeah, I just didn't want to see it. If it would have came out, I probably would have watched it.
Yeah, I mean, I would have watched it. Like I said, because Frank Grillo, I mean, I haven't seen most of Frank Grillo's other stuff. Like he was like the villain in like the most successful movie in China, Wolf Warrior 2 or something like that. Like
let me look this up.
Like the highest grossing action, like the highest grossing movie of all time in China. I think he's the lead villain in, and the guy who did that is like a big writer director in China who was the star of it. But Frank Grillo, like he did the second and third Purge movies, and he almost plays like a Punisher type guy in the Purge movies, from what I understand. I haven't seen them. I just know in like the second one, he has a car that's like weaponized, and then like he dresses like the Punisher in a way. And I like John Berthal a lot, and he's a good Punisher. But I think Frank Grillo, if they were going to try to redo the Punisher for the MCU, he was already Crossbones. That's the shitty part. But anyway, we spent the first.
All right, I'm looking up right now. Wolf Warrior. Yeah, this looks crazy. I got a couple of Frank Grillo movies to watch. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch that Cosmic Sin movie that just came out with him and Bruce Willis, and then the Boss Level as well.
Yeah, and it's got Mel Gibson, who's a piece of shit human being. And he's in his performance, he's literally just like sleepwalking through the movie. He's like, yeah.
That sounds like him the past couple of years.
Yeah, but anyway,
remember his comeback movie was him using a puppet to talk to his family.
That they tried to make that his comeback movie, and Hollywood's like, nope. You know what it was called? The Beaver.
The oh yeah, I remember. I seen it.
Wow, I mean, you're a braver. See, that proves you'll watch anything.
I just said what movies I'm about to watch. I'm about to watch this.
No, because the real comeback movie that he did was what
Apocalypse. That was before.
No, Apocalypse was before, and that's a crazy movie.
I was in the movie to see that, and I was confused.
Oh, because they're speaking in indigenous
Mayan, yeah.
Yeah,
not indigenous Spanish, because that would just be called white language. No, they were just speaking.
Well, because it's Mayan, Incan, Aztec. It's a dope movie too. Like, I mean, like to production wise, like what they did and all that is crazy. But again, like this is I've never seen Passion of the Christ.
Don't watch that.
Yeah, all I know
it's been 17 years.
All I know is the South Park episode where Kyle's like, they did that to Jesus. Like he's like terrified watching it, like how they just like tortured Jesus for like 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
Bruh, I've seen some movies in my day. It's been 17 years, bro. I ain't gonna never forget watching that movie.
See, maybe that's how people should have known he was racist or like anti-Semitic. And all that. He's like, Mel, what you did Braveheart? Yeah. What are you gonna direct and write next? He's like, well, I want to know what it was like when they killed Christ. So yeah, I think that sounds pretty cool. Like
they beat the dog shit out of Jesus, bro. They beat him worse than they did Rodney King.
But if this was the prelude, so now we're gonna do the intro to the Banks versus Davis podcast, episode 2, BVD, which I was getting shit about for BVD being the acronym for it. I'm just like,
ABC,
what am I?
BVD, the East
What,
Coast.
what am I supposed to do? I mean, they
Just
call us
put
Madmen. They called us Madmen. You saw,
versus-
but no, everyone saw the acronym for they called us Madmen. So there was no way we were saying the acronym for that.
But, you know, I didn't get to watch too much of Black wrestling because I had a couple phone calls, and Eve and them called me too, so to be on the Patreon for a minute. But yeah, so I didn't get a chance to see or hear what y'all was saying. I got towards the end when they was talking about Charlie and what type of movie she liked, and I was like, I know.
Good. You know what? Good for you, Charlie Caruso. Get that. They don't appreciate your beautiful. I mean, goddamn, just Charlie Caruso.
Yes, sir. You like them type of movies? I bet. Right here. It's the real movie.
Hey, okay. All right. That's certainly a direction to take. But this what do we have in store for today's episode, Banks? It's one that, as some joke douchebag former rapper now podcast host would be like, and I've been waiting. Like,
damn, bro, why you heating up Joe Budden? Why you
Joe? But you know why? You see the sweater.
Oh no! It's just beyond that. Everybody has. It's just a funny thing about it. Everybody has a reason. That was a great song. Everybody has a reason as to why they hate Joe Budden.
Because you watched Too Fast, Too Furious recently.
It's not even that. I just remember during the summertime that was being played everywhere. This is something called Rap City. All right, this before your era. But no, everybody has a reason as to why they hate Joe Budden. It's the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, but what are we talking about today?
Oh shit, we talking about Charlie Caruso like a certain movies.
No, we're not. We're not
That's
talking
about
about
at least
that.
an hour. We talking about shit. What else? Money Plane.
No, we're not.
Damn, we're not talking about Money Plane.
No, with WrestleMania main eventer Adam Edge Copeland. No, we are not talking about Money Plane. We are talking about
Batman and Robin.
Never, not on this life or the next.
No, we're gonna talk about somehow. We got to talk about Batman versus Robin.
No. We are going to talk about Zack Snyder's Justice League. Probably for the whole episode, with some in between about just in general the DC overall outlook and in versus the MCU and what could have been, what should have been. I think you could have released this movie as is 4 years ago, and it would have been. I think it could have been well received if you released it as like this 4 years ago.
Yeah, just not 4 hours.
Like I said, so that was the main thing. So the 4 hours. I watched the first 37 minutes on Thursday. Then I watched the rest of it, all of it last night. And you watched it all in one setting, correct?
Yeah, and then some people said it only felt like 2.5 hours. No, the fuck it didn't.
No, it did not. I would say it picks up after the first hour and a half, which is why I said, like, as soon as we get to Victor Stone's origin story, and after they defeat Darkseid and Steppenwolf, and it ends where like how the movie ends in the original movie ends, where like Superman looking up to the sky, going into the alley, and does like the Clark Kent, opens the suit, Superman outfit underneath. If you would ended it right there, it would have been like what 2.5, 2:45. It would have been a solid, great DC movie. I would have probably put it in my top 2. I think I would have had it Man of Steel, this, and then Aquaman, and then probably Wonder Woman.
That's how you know the bar is kind of low, because I gotta go every time I want to go back and watch Aquaman. I'm like, I don't know about that.
I rewatched it. All right, the first time I saw it, I was like, "Wow, that was really good." Like, I was shocked. Like,
wait, you still haven't seen Shazam, right?
I'll never watch Shazam.
No, I think you should. You might change that top 4.
I don't want to see Big with superpowers. No, thank you.
So that's the thing. I'm not a big Shazam guy, even though I read comics. I've never been a fan of Shazam. This movie, though, it was great. Like, it's acting. Like, Billy the kid, you know, that turns into Shazam.
Billy Batson.
Yeah. So his backstory, like, is that kid can act. I don't know the kid's name. That
Asher Angel, I think.
Nah, bro. It's some moments in there. You're like, oh shit. It's some emotional moments in this. So it's just not like a comic book.
That's
crazy
the other thing
over
too. Like I know it's essentially like Mike, basically. Shouts to Bow Wow. Second week in a row we're talking about Bow Wow. It's an orphan gets superpowers. That's some like. Was it not the same story?
Yeah, but what superpowers would you rather have, Shazam or Michael Jordan?
Oh, playing like Michael Jordan, 100%.
Play. I want the money and I want his liquor cabinet.
I'd say you want the money in the eyes.
And the liquor, well, that comes with the liquor cabinet. He puts his eye. That's his drinking eyes. It's like the reading glasses. He puts those eyes in before he drinks to let you know. Mm-hmm. You look like Clark Kent.
Well, Lois. I mean, shouts to Dwight Howard for having that great Sports Center commercial where he was Superman and then Clark Kent at the same time. You know, like the microwave exploded and then like it got frozen. He's like, you know, Hannah, you got real lucky there. And it's like,
hey, that's why Shaq hates Dwight so much, just because of that commercial. It's not because of the All-Star Game dunk contest.
Well, he also did a better Superman. I mean, he was the dunk contest, the commercial. He was a better Superman than Shaq.
Shaq would say otherwise. He's still upset about that.
Shaq was wrestling in AEW. He don't know shit.
Hey, he had match of the year in AEW.
He did the Brody Lee salute, not knowing damn well who that man was, just because they told him to. Let's be realistic.
Or he just wanted to do a powerbomb.
No, but he did that before. They're like, "Hey, do this." He's like, "How come?" And they're like, "Because he I love it." He's like,
"You don't think Shaq watched wrestling?"
No fucking way,
bruh. You serious?
Not AEW.
What? No, nobody watches AEW except for Cody. But you're right. He probably definitely watched Kevin Nash. He was like, let me try to do a jackknife, but he couldn't do the jackknife properly.
Yeah, either way. Yeah, not. But
either way.
Yeah, see, but Shazam, yeah, I won't. I just out of principle, I won't. I don't. Just the trailers, nothing did for me. Then like he's like, it just seemed like like this just seems.
I'm
like
with you, but I promise you. Trust me, I'm the same way.
Maybe I thought the same thing about Aquaman. I'm like, these trailers look bad. Jason Momoa is essentially doing James Hetfield, like, yeah, like, you know, just fucking like, all right, we get it, Jason Momoa. You want to be a rock. You want to be a rock star, but you're not one. Okay. First of all, how you dressing like the man your wife used to be married to? Like that makes sense.
She
like
got a type.
He dresses like Lenny. I think he does it on purpose.
I mean, she got a type.
Unless Lisa Bonet is like, this is what you're wearing. He's like, sounds good.
Would you do that? You let Lisa Bonet dress you up?
Dress you?
She fine still, but nah.
Yeah, I'm not dressing like Lenny Kravitz. I'm not wearing scarves and blazers and no shirt. I mean,
in 80-degree weather, down bad.
In 80-degree weather, like in. Yeah, no, thank you.
And you only make one good song. It ain't over till it's over. Like, that's how you know he was heartbroken. That's his only good song. Like, he felt that in his soul.
Not his version of American Woman.
I hate that fucking song so much.
Isn't it in your favorite sequel, The Spy That Shagged Me?
I understand because I feel that American Woman stay away from me, but at the same time, nah, bro.
That is true because you're like, where are the British women at? Where are the Canadian women at? Where the Trinidadian women at? Where the Colombian women at?
Dominican, keep going.
Where the Japanese women at?
I ain't say that. Dominican women.
So you ain't fucking with Yosha Rai? Come on.
Yeah.
Alaska?
Yeah, you know, that's different.
Nah. How's that different?
Don't worry about it. I'll tell you off here.
You a piece of shit. You.
I'll tell you off here, bro. I like a little padding. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, I think because I didn't talk about Wonder Woman 2. If you think Wonder Woman 84, because you know we didn't get to see the other 83 Wonder Woman movies. They just went from Wonder Woman to 84.
Wait, so you're saying Wonder Woman 1 is in your top 4 DC movies?
It would have to be because sorry, so like I said, so 1 would be Man of Steel, even though, like I said, when I rewatched it a couple months ago after not seeing it in a few years, I was kind of let down, but I still think the first 20, 25 minutes are phenomenal. All the stuff on Krypton is top notch. Mm-hmm. Great acting, great storytelling. Russell Crowe kills it throughout the movie. As Jor-El with like just because he's giving speeches like, my son, like, you will save them. Like, it's just like, god damn, like I'm getting okay, shit. Like,
and he had a speech in Justice League as well.
And then Kevin Costner also kills in his scenes where, like, even though he's like, Dad, should I let him die? He's like, yeah, maybe. Like, what the fuck?
And he was like, it's part of human nature, or it's just part of nature in general.
He's like, there's only so much you can do.
But that's what's so perfect about it, because Superman tries to save everybody. Goddamn.
Well, that's really, see, everyone was like, oh, it's too nihilistic, the approach that, you know, this Superman. Well, that was the thing, like, because with Man of Steel, they really try to do Christopher Nolan's take in terms of like realism, like what happens if the world today had an alien show up. So that's why all the destruction happens. Like, it's because if there was a superpower being, punch someone, they would fly through like the wall and knock down buildings and all that. But it also is like the Zack Snyder formula to be like destruction. Why? Because it looks fucking cool. That's because, again, like him and Michael Bay being buddies at college makes sense. They're like, let's just blow shit up to like.
I want to know who their coke dealer is.
And then Superman, you know, killing Zod is something Superman wouldn't do, much like how Batman wouldn't use guns. But Zack Snyder's vision is like, that's where, again, it falls apart for me in terms of like, does this guy understand the character, or is this like what he would do with these guys?
What he would do.
Yeah, exactly. Which I don't blame him, because I mean, if you got to run Marvel Studios, you would probably do shit your way. If I got to run DC, I'd probably do something. You know, if we got to be in charge of like these comic or franchise properties, we would do what we wanted with them. We wouldn't, whether they had origin stories or precedents before, you know, we would do what we ever thought, what our creative our fantasy booking of it is what we would do. Like, that's the thing, like, you wanted the fantasy book WandaVision. I'm like, I didn't really like I couldn't think of something that turned out to be like, and then this happens. I'm like, because I don't know too much about Scarlet Witch, but also I'm like, I don't want to be like, and this is how the X-Men come in. I'm like, I don't think you should do that I don't think like the X-Men should just transfer from another Earth or a portal, or she creates them like out of nowhere. I think like the X-Men, it's maybe it just shouldn't happen for years in terms of like years in the Marvel world. Like, they're in 2025 right now. It's like 2075. Like the mutation was created, and that's how we get the X-Men or something like that. I think that almost works better. But Zack Snyder, his take, and again, Zack Snyder, much like Michael Bay, is like military, soldiers, aircrafts, you know, like shit like that. Because like the military show up in Justice League. You're not like, these bullets are gonna fucking stop Superman. Get the fuck out of here! Like, they didn't. They didn't stop Zod.
You try. That's always been the funniest thing with me. Like, throughout the comics as well. Like, they bring the whole army, and it's like, that's not gonna work.
And I sent you that thing. Like, his idea for the sequel to Justice League was like, Darkseid shows up, and we get all the Navy and all the military. I'm like, what are you like? That wouldn't make sense. You're sending innocent men and women to die, like innocent people. Like, these like
Davis, don't it sound like real life?
It sounds like real life. I'll agree like that. But
they doing all that to get a Camaro.
Yeah. That's sick. That is fucking, oh my god, that's so true, but so terrible at the same time.
Like, stop wearing your suit to Jimmy John's just because you want a free sub for serving this country. Get the fuck out of here.
No offense to anyone that we know who served. VDOT, shouts to Creek, shouts to Dre Senior, of course, shouts to LR.
Yeah, that went to the minute. I love y'all. I respect y'all.
You're just saying the idea of it, is fucked up, which I agree. Again,
they ain't no Proud Boys. I'm talking about the Proud Boys.
Oh yeah, you know.
So I'll just say that. Like Lacey Evans, she a proud. I was in the military. I was in the Air One, whatever the fuck.
So was Montez Ford. You don't hear him being like, I was on the like.
Two Americans. There we go. We can move on. There you go. David said it best.
But yeah, it's like his idea was like, It's been years since the Steppenwolf thing, and now the Justice League are going to reunite because Darkseid showed up, and we're going to bring in the aircraft carriers and the military, and like first, all right, I gotta say this about we're gonna go out of order, but we'll go and try to go back in order. So Darkseid, they show the first war of man, Amazons, gods, and Atlanteans.
Lantern. One lantern.
And one lantern. One
That's fucked up. They said one lantern. You know how many lanterns they got? They got a planet. They sent out one, bro. He got cooked.
So like this ragtag group of misfits beats Darkseid. I don't want to hear anyone talk shit about Darkseid greater than Thanos, because that's not a fact. Thanos,
he is, but they hold him out. In this movie, they hold him out. Yes, yes. He's never been bodied. I'm telling you.
What do you mean? Zeus and Ares almost killed him. The man took a fucking
in this movie,
and they had to carry him. They had to carry him back, and he went and was hiding for years. Thanos was like, why? Like Thanos was like, all right, I'm gonna sit back and watch it unfold. And then when shit finally didn't go, he's like, you know what? It's like, fuck it, I'll do it myself. And what he did, he fucking killed Loki. He still had to have his people, and they got bodied.
He
bodied the Hulk like Hagler Hearns. He was like,
good reference. R.I.P. Marcus Hagler, bro.
When that scene happened, I was like, holy shit. Thanos was just like, nope, like it was fucking fight night. He just like head body, and just like.
Remember Ready to Rumble on the N64? That's how he was hitting.
And then what happened after that? Bruce Banner couldn't be the Hulk for a while. Like what happened with Darkseid? Like they had to carry his ass to the fucking back to the house. Like, I've been like, no, don't ever say.
He tore his quad.
Nah. He took again. Again, same thing almost happened. Thor hits Thanos in the same exact spot, this like right rotator cuff shoulder area. And what's Thanos do? He's like, you dumb motherfucker, snaps, and then fucking everyone got, yeah.
As we gonna get to, you supposed to go this way.
Even then, when Thanos shows up, not knowing that what they've done, he's like, he takes on Captain. He takes on a fucking guy in a metal suit, a soldier on steroids, and an out of shape god, and still body
with a blade. Yeah.
So don't ever say that Darkseid, who couldn't fucking handle.
You basing it on the movie, all right?
Who couldn't handle primitive versions of man, and got to. I'm sure, all right, people could say like, oh, you know, the gods of Zeus and Ares and all that, and then like the Atlanteans. I'm like, the Atlanteans, like, I don't give a fuck about the Atlanteans, or they're not in water. They're just fucking. They're just Lord of the Rings guys that haven't gone under sea yet.
I got to put you onto some comics. So that's what I base my logic on, is comic.
I'll always say this. I know. I'll always say this. I like Aquaman not being able to do shit with water doesn't make any sense with me. Like him not being able to have like powers of like Hydro Man or like Mare, like to be able to like to shoot water or like create like tidal waves or like.
But then it'll make it. Even though it is fantasy, it'll make it too corny because for the longest time, for the longest time he was treated as if he was corny. Like since
I know he was. That's why they cast Jason Moore. They're like, we got the corniest superhero ever. Who should we get? This badass looking guy with fucking with a scar on his eyebrow and his tattoos. I'm like,
but in retrospect, when you think about it, like
he's gonna be like, yeah. Like,
is he Batista?
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, he was the second weakest character in this movie, bro.
Who? Aquaman?
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like,
not his powers, but Jason Momoa was. This really gave me. Because the thing is, okay, so
spoiler alert! If you haven't seen the Snyder Cut or haven't seen all 4 hours of Snyder Cut,
then y'all should be listening to this episode.
And you knew this episode was coming anyway. I mean, come on, you know that Banks and I have debated Marvel DC. Even though, again, I'll say this on Front Street: I don't hate DC in like the Marvel DC way. I just hate that the DC movies suck. A majority of the time. I just hate that they're properly developed and not executed. That's like Marvel, like the MCU has turned out a few bad movies, like Thor: Dark World. I mean, I do like the second Iron Man, but it's not the greatest. Even Iron Man 3, which a lot of people love for bullshit reasons, I'm not too much of a fan of either.
No, that shit was trash. Except for
No,
because the Mandarin was not supposed to be that way.
exactly. I don't like that. Like, gotcha. Just because Shane Black was like, I want to do something creative. And like, no offense to Shane Black, but like that was fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Shane Black, you're supposed to be one of like the greatest original screenwriters in history, and you're like, what happens if the Mandarin wasn't the Mandarin? And they're like, what do you mean by that?
Disney was like, go ahead and do it.
It was like, I guess, like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Kevin Feige didn't have no say so in that, and he's like the producer for the Marvel Universe.
I think it was one of those things where he's like, you know what? Let's do it now because Robert Downey Jr. was like, sorry, Josh Favreau. I'm going to bring in Shane Black because I want to.
That's all it was.
But yeah, so I've never hated DC like in a pure like Marvel greater than DC. Like, again, like DC had the better, well, not better. They had more cartoons growing up. So I watched Superman the Animated Series, Batman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond, Justice League Unlimited. And again, in the 90s, there was the classic Spider-Man and X-Men cartoons I watched. But like don't forget, like, I don't think those Spider-Man movies have aged too well, in my opinion. The Tobey Maguire ones,
No,
the Andrew Garfield pack of two. There's one good one and one horrible one. You should know
horrible.
The one with Jamie Foxx.
No, all right. Let me talk about that for a second. It's just way too much dip on the chip. They just try to throw in too much at one time and no character development.
But also the character of Electro is bad, and like I said, so maybe that's something we'll talk about when the
new movie comes out.
Well, I mean, it depends. If it goes that direction, then yeah, we'll talk about what Sony was trying.
It's going that direction,
but
it's going that direction with the third Spider-Man. Nothing has come out. They got people under super NED or NDAs.
Yeah,
and not a word has come out.
Let's not forget, like, Dark Knight comes out 2008, so does Iron Man, and then Marvel goes off and running. They make Iron Man 2, kind of the Incredible Hulk, Thor, Captain America, and the Avengers. That's 5 movies in a 4-year span, while what DC puts out one, The Dark Knight Rises in 2012. So that's how you know, like, DC wasn't thinking in the grand scheme. They were taking it. They had this auteur, and Christopher Nolan, director of Tenet, had this idea for a Batman series, the Dark Knight trilogy, and then after that, they're like, "Oh, so these like if we have all these characters, we should try to do something with it now." And they again remember in 2009, 2008, 07, 08, the writer's strike killed George Miller's Justice League. George Miller, the director of the Mad Max movies, and that was supposed to be Armie Hammer, who, I mean, shit, who was going to be Batman.
Yeah, instead of beating his opponents, he eating them.
He was going to be Batman then, and then
Comment was supposed to be Jon Stewart.
Well, no, I mean, after that, it began.
Or I think Tyrese.
A year before that was Bryan Singer's shitty Superman movie, Superman Returns, with Kevin Spacey, and I remember seeing that in the theater. And then I remember watching it years ago, right before Man of Steel came out, and I'm like, man, this movie fucking sucks. Shouts to Kevin Smith. He has a great bit about it on YouTube. Have you seen it? Kevin Smith reviews Superman Returns. Yeah, where he's like, so this kid flings a piano across the room, and Lois Lane just suddenly realized that this might be Superman's kid, but she doesn't remember ever having sex with Superman because the kid's erased her memory. So basically, Superman raped Lois Lane. So it's like that's not creepy at all. Like the whole point of this movie. Like, and again, Bryan Singer. Let's not even.
Nasty man.
Kevin Spacey again is Lex Luthor. I mean, it does have that riveting.
It makes sense now, though, right?
Yeah, it does have that scene though where they like kick the shit out of Superman on the Krypton planet, and then they shank him with the kryptonite. They're like, that's a horrifying scene. Like, that's like, what movie am I watching? Shit. And that's the funny thing about Snyder Cut is like, Zack Snyder's like, I'm gonna because again it's rated R, which is fucking hilarious because they say fuck 2 times, and they're like, there's supposed to be blood. And the one time, like, Cyborg says, fuck you. And then at the end, Batman's like,
Watch your fucking words.
I'll fucking kill you. You want to talk about that scene real quick? Because that's where you and I are really going to get verses. That's the thing I disagree about the most. You're saying like you like that scene. You like the nightmare scene.
I love it.
Nightmare part.
I just love the interaction because
it's horrible. No, it's horrible. Jared Leto, you really see, one, how bad he is as the Joker, and two, how bad he is as an actor in that scene.
Bro, that was fire. Him as the Joker.
No, it's
in that scene.
He's like, let me tell you something, Batman, and then I'm gonna be like, how about a truce?
But that's what I'm saying. He did what you're supposed to do as the Joker.
No. I've never seen Joaquin Phoenix Joker. I never will.
That's the worst version of the Joker.
Well, that's because some asshole Todd Phillips wanted to be like, what happens if we do Taxi Driver? We don't want to do Taxi Driver. What happens if he was the Joker though? And Warner Brothers like, okay.
But that's how I knew the Oscars didn't mean. Well, I've been knowing forever.
Oscars don't mean shit.
But that really showed me,
just like the Grammys.
Because he really went on stage like, man, I'm here about some humanitarian, all that good for the animals.
Oh, that's how he is as a person. That's how he is as a person.
But you could tell, like, these weirdos, not calling him a weirdo, even though he is one. These weirdos in Hollywood just tend to be like, man, I don't even care about the Oscar. They don't even care. So with that movie, The Joker, it was just like, I didn't even know it was gonna get Oscar buzz. I was like, all right, it's just about to be an October.
It only did because of him, and it made a shit ton of money. Like the only reason they nominated Bradley Cooper for American Sniper is because they made a shit ton of money. I think he was nominated. I know the movie was. I don't know.
He was nominated
as an actor, yeah, but the movie I think itself was also nominated because it was like made like 600 million, which is like. And I remember my dad and mom went to see it. No, not see it. They went to a theater and to see something else. And at the same time that was playing, and the line for that was crazy. And it was like all the people here with their snow jackets and their fucking Cabela's gear.
2 Americans.
Yeah.
2 Americans.
But no, that like I said, like Jared Leto showed up. Like again, like I don't know if he phoned it in. I don't know if it's because he's that bad of an actor. Again, I don't like the whole Zack Snyder's like Batman's gonna be like, fuck you when I held her dying in my arms.
But it worked. But see, the thing is, it worked because
that's something. That scene is some fucking guy on Reddit writing at like 2 a.m. in the morning off Mountain Dew. That's what that scene is. What happens if the Joker and Batman were like, "Fuck you, no, fuck you, no," like that meme of like the guys.
It wasn't even like that.
It was.
No, they was going back and forth, but not like that. It was just basically.
It was too fucking long, too. Like they're like, we can't. The scene's like, we can't stay out here. He'll find us. Let these motherfuckers have a back and forth for 5 minutes.
That was hilarious, though. Thinking about it,
because Cyborg's like, we can't be out too long. He'll find us. And they had this whole back and forth debate, and then Cyborg's like, he found us, and I would have been like, no shit. We just sat here watching these two guys fucking argue about a dead boy and a dead girl.
Because the Joker's, we got to get the Joker on our squad. Because
who needs this lunatic? Like, I don't understand that. Like, who? Like,
you need a lunatic on your team.
Really? We need Dean Ambrose on the squad?
Hell no. Then we'll just lose. It's just like with me and you. You need me. You Batman. I'm Joker. You need a lunatic. They put you over. It's the same thing because Amber.
You have Deathstroke, who's like,
but he's just good at fighting.
Who can kill anyone, and then you have Amber Heard, who was working that accent. She was like,
are you talking about I beat niggas up, Amber Heard?
Hey, Amber Heard, fine as fuck. If she's beating up Johnny Depp, I ain't mad at it.
Well, she beats you up.
If
bite the shit out of her. You better bite the shit out.
I mean, I hope she beats me up.
Type of weird shit. All right, bro. All right, so going on.
No, but she's like, he killed
off. What do you love? What do you love?
Yeah. What have you ever loved, Bruce? Batman.
Oh, no, that's the point of the accent, bro. We don't know how no Atlantean sound.
Because Zack Snyder's like, in my idea, Zack Snyder was like, I think the Atlanteans are very Shakespearean characters, who come from this long line of like English tradition and like King Arthur. Knights of the Realm Table type of stuff, and and Jason Momoa was like, yeah, Like Willem Dafoe
Jack
show.
don't even, Zack Snyder don't even talk like that.
That's how he wants to talk. Meanwhile, he talks like me. He has like this weird nasally voice. Like I think the characters are really good, and
he doesn't look. He don't make eye contact.
Meanwhile, he's hitting the gym like a fucking madman with these fucking crazy tattoos, like Frank Grillo.
What does his tattoo say? Sweet. What about mine?
You should see his back tattoo. It's insane.
I don't think I want to see a grown man's back
tattoo.
I'm showing you.
You've seen the Ben Affleck Phoenix tattoo, right?
No, I don't Google men's back tattoos, bro. I don't Google men's tramp stamps.
Why did you like that scene?
Just the interaction. It was look, you saw the thread. You saw who else said it. Shouts out to fam. He said it as well. The fuck is that? What is that? The Dalai Lama or something?
It's like some with guns around it.
Bro, what type of redneck shit? And he's skinny.
And then that's Ben Affleck.
When he was fat.
That's him from 5 years ago.
Oh, when he was trying to get in shape for Batman.
Right after he got in shape. Because remember, he did that movie Live by Night, gained all that weight for a movie that
stopped working out.
See, and that's thing, like his.
Now he's skinny, as you can see at the end of the movie.
Yes. Do you want to talk about that real quick? Is that because we're already talking about the end? All right. So explain why. So you thought that was actually a good acting back and forth between Affleck and Leto.
Shouts out to fam. Fam said the same thing, bro. That's
fam
the best
doesn't know shit. Okay.
Right. Call fam right now.
You know what's funny? He was mad that not mad. He was like, "You haven't seen Harlem Nights."
I told you, bro. I told you. I'm like, yo, you ain't seen Harlem Nights out of all these other movies we talked about. You caught me off guard about. You ain't seen Harlem Nights. That's crazy. That's the one I would think you would have saw.
I can't. All right. Is there a scene at the end where a baseball game is played?
Harlem Nights, yeah.
All right.
That's before they get out of town.
I saw that scene for like 2 minutes when my mom watched it one time, like years ago.
Wait, so your mom seen Harlem Nights?
I believe so. If the scene I'm thinking about, where like is it the villain who's like trying to steal second base or trying to steal third or something like that?
If I recall, I just remember the police was on to him. They brought out Sunshine. That's why I say you need to watch that because you'll understand this.
If that's the movie, if that scene's, then yeah. I was outside playing basketball and football back then, so I wasn't like watching movies like that until like.
I didn't see it till like the mid 2000s.
It's what's funny? It's on Peacock right now, so you can watch Backlash '98 and Harlem Nights on the same service.
Yeah, I got to sign up with the P tonight before Fastlane tomorrow.
The PC?
Yeah, I got to sign up with that. I'm not calling it, I'm just gonna yeah, I'm not. All right. Everybody Hates Chris is on there too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so we tapped in.
But
I'm not watching the overrated show called The Office.
So the nightmare scene ends again, horribly done. Just
great dialogue, the best interaction. I don't care.
No.
Heath Ledger.
No, that scene, the interrogation scene blows that out of the fucking water.
No,
they're not even.
That's the third one. The second one is from the first Batman between Jack Nicholson and Batman. Oh my god! Come on, you ain't gonna sit up here and lie. Jack Nicholson as as the Joker. That's probably the live action. That's the best version. Live action.
No.
Bruh, that's what the Joker is. I'm gonna give you some laughs, but I'm gonna be on my maniacal shit. Whereas the Dark Knight,
it's not better than Heath Ledger. It's number 2. It's not better than Heath Ledger.
Yes, it is. I'm telling you that's what I'm saying. Maybe I gotta take away the whole comic aspect. That's where my mind goes to.
Yeah, because Tim Burton did. He's like, what? They handed him a comic. He's like, the fuck is this?
Well, it's Tim Burton. He looked at a pamphlet full of black actors and was like, "What the fuck is this too?" But that's besides the point. That's another.
Billy D. Williams is in Batman. He's Harvey Dent.
That's one black person, and he had a perm. So
what
that tell you?
That is true. They Gotham City, the whitest city in America.
No niggas. Yeah, it's Jacksonville. Gotham City is Jacksonville. Or
I'll say this. I mean. What was good about Jack Nicholson's Joker was the foldable gun, the crazy extendo gun.
Oh no, he had his scope. He had his bigger scope
shoots,
than him.
that shoots the fucking Batwing out of the sky with one bullet. This flimsy ass. This is how you know Michael Keaton ain't shit as Batman. He couldn't fight. He couldn't build shit.
Bro, he couldn't fight. He was moving like Kurt Angle. He was like this.
No, he was fighting like.
He just had the little move, the Steven Seagal little reverse.
Yes, he did.
Ooh, yeah, that's all he had, bro.
All he did was like kicks, like he was doing the like fake like 300 kick.
Hey, and the funny thing about that is the Penguin got up on him a couple times with the
He
umbrella.
threw his ass around. Yeah, dude, like penguin. Did the penguin pick him up? And see, that's how you know Michael Keaton. I mean, say George Clooney was the Batman in the worst movie, but Michael Keaton was like the worst Batman.
Thing is with George Clooney, Batman is his Bruce Wayne was fire.
Well, because that's George Clooney. He's like, I'm gonna bang supermodels and like I'm rich.
I don't think he was doing it to Batgirl, bro.
No, he's with Elle McPherson in that movie.
I know, and then Poison Ivy kept on trying to get him too.
Yeah, and then Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy had the disease of the perfume or whatever. Like,
So that's called peering your blood in a bottle.
what, pheromones?
I'm telling you, you think it's a work? That's a shoot, bro. The perfume stuff.
And the only defense, rubber lips.
I'm telling you, be careful, Davis. The women you kiss, I'm telling you, they got voodoo. They do different sauces and shit.
She was showing up with the euphoria eyes. Yeah.
It's some poison. You gonna meet you a Poison Ivy one day. Trust me.
I think I already have, so yeah.
I have several times, boy. I ain't had no rubber lips or no rubber down below.
I was gonna say. But yeah, so that stupid scene ends, and then Bruce again, because Bruce Wayne for some reason.
At least we don't live in society.
That would have been better, just because of the Seinfeld. Because of the Seinfeld, where George Costanza's like, "We live in a society," and he got so pissed off.
The funny thing about that is, a week before the movie came out, Zack Snyder was like, "Nah, that ain't in the movie."
Yeah, that ain't in the movie. So yeah,
he said that's his idea,
which doesn't make sense because if this is, and there's another scene with Deathstroke. Remember they showed that footage like Deathstroke is like on a plane and it's like closing or like he's in like
some footage.
Yeah, where's that scene at? And isn't like this? Didn't they write a story where like he fights guys to break Lex Luthor out of prison? If this is a Snyder cut,
cut that out.
Where's that shit at? If I'm already watching 4 hours, put the shit I want to see. That's what I wanted to see when they told me about that. I'm like, I wanted to see that more than anything.
That was the pre-cut before the cut. That happens often. So that's what I'm saying. What I tell you in October, I said this is the DLC of movies.
Well, again, and like I said, did I already say that I liked it? No, I told you off air. I will say this because as we're going into it, like I liked it. Like I gave it 3 stars out of 5 on my Letterboxd. Just because like the first hour and a half doesn't work, and then the last 30 minutes are like, oh, this is bullshit. Like you're setting up shit that's never gonna happen. Even though now the theory is like, let Zack Snyder make a sequel to this movie instead of continuing the plan. It's like,
no, it's over.
I don't want to watch that movie if that's the case because that ending was horseshit. When Martian Manhunter, again, who didn't need to be in this movie, that scene is horrible where Diane Lane as Martha Kent shows up to tell Lois Lane to go back to like start living again, and then turns into the Martian Manhunter. Like, I didn't need that shit. No one needed that. That's one of the scenes that need.
Martian Manhunter is an essential part of Justice League, bro.
First of all, I know because I was watching the Justice League Secret Origins episodes prior to here. Because I'm like, John Jones is fucking useless. He can't do anything. He can't fight. All he does is like the vision shit where like you can go right through, like I can turn invisible, kind of. You can go right through me.
Yeah,
like John Jones. What like you're like the weakest link on the team. Like you're Hawkeye to us. Like
no. The thing he's used for the intelligence thing. Like he just keeps tabs on everything that's going around
Yeah,
the
he's
universe.
and like Marvel Ultimate Alliance when you have to have like the foursome, like he's the one where you need to like open doors and shit.
Yeah, so that's what it is. Martian Manhunter has never been.
We got a puzzle. I'll do it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need those guys. Just like me and you and the team. I just need you to figure out things. You just that guy.
But that scene was that because then we got Ben Affleck, who looked like the Ben Affleck from like a year ago, because he was looking skinny. Like he put the good wig back on.
Oh no! Remember we thought he was down bad when he was picking up the coffee. He was like,
"Well, I mean, my guy's always down bad." Shouts to Ben Affleck, always my guy.
With the cigarette, every time he's smoking the cigarette. I'm like, damn, how much do?
See, this is why I'm such a sad boy too. Maybe that's why I love Ben Affleck, because my guy is always sad because he can't. Ben Affleck is like can't have everything, but I want everything, which is my life motto. Because he wins the Oscar, he loses his wife in the middle of it.
That's trying to get his money. That's why he really stressed out.
He becomes Batman. People shit on it. He gets with Ana de Armas, and then they break up. It's like,
well, she was too young for him.
Him and Matt Damon win the Oscar, and then Matt Damon becomes a better movie star. Like my guy Ben Affleck can't catch it, and my guy Ben Affleck is 6'3", can get jacked like fucking crazy, and it's just a writer, a director. He made the Town phenomenal movie, all-time movie.
Nah, he's down bad because that woman trying to take that money. That's why
And again, my guy's a dick, and my guy loves two things in this world: Boston sports and
Lord.
Dunkin' Donuts.
That's why he should be stressed out because he from Boston and he like Boston sports.
I mean, he had the great scene again, one of the greatest interviews of all time on Bill Simmons' show, which is probably what killed Bill Simmons' show. When Ben Affleck showed up half drunk and was like, "The fucking deflate gate with the fucking footballs. That's fucking bullshit. That Tom Brady, who's such a fucking classy guy."
No, they just felt the hate for blacks in their blood during that episode. That's all it was.
Hey, I mean, I'll say this,
man. Have you ever met anybody from Boston? Let's keep it a buck. I had to think about that.
You know what? I can't remember if I had a family friend or a relative from Boston or not. Oh yeah, my one of my aunts, her husband. I don't remember him, but I think growing up, her and him, we were from Boston and moved back to California or whatever. But so the chances are I have, but I don't remember. I was too young. But yeah, so they got Ben Affleck. So that's probably one of the scenes. I'd say the Diane Lane, Amy Adams scene with Martian Manhunter. I don't believe that's in the original.
No, that was not. I could tell you what's in the original, what wasn't.
Yeah, that's one of the scenes they shot during quarantine, and so is that Martian. I think everything with the Martian Manhunter is during quarantine reshoots, and that's why I think you didn't need it. Because like, what's this doing? It doesn't add anything to the story. It just sets up shit that's not going to happen. Like they needed an excuse to bring Lois Lane back to the monument that day. Like, no, it's already been established that she shows up there every day because we had to have a 5-minute music video sequence of her getting coffee, but so artfully fucking shot to be like she gets coffee, she walks in the rain. It's like sad music. Because Zack Snyder is like it's art.
Hey, put her in the Maggie Gyllenhaal category.
No, you don't think Amy Adams is attractive?
Hell no.
Oh,
no disrespect.
Wow.
No disrespect to her.
What?
Because I don't want to talk about people. I don't like talking about people how they look.
I think she's more attractive than Sandra Bullock. And I know that's your girl.
Well, because because that's different. Because where you at right now.
But not by much. But she's definitely way more attractive than Hilary Swank, who I know is your other girl. When Hilary Swank, like, her and Maggie Gyllenhaal, that's like a rock fight.
Hey, bro. 2 boulder holes. You know what? You probably saying that because where you at right now, they got a bunch of Amy Adams.
I don't know. I wish if there was an Amy Adams near, I would be like,
go to your nearest Cracker Barrel. I'm pretty sure they will waste your
even Amy Adams in the fighter, where she's supposed to be Boston white trash. I'm like, damn girl. Like, okay.
Isn't that most of the people from Boston?
Nah, not Sasha Banks.
Man, she gotta cut that shit out. She ain't from no fucking Boston. She lived in Boston.
Imagine Sasha Banks with a Boston accent.
Nah, I couldn't. I couldn't.
It's wicked. It's wicked here.
I couldn't imagine her with the wigs on with a Boston accent. I got to get this toned down.
Yeah, I got the car. Go get your fucking car.
Nah, when they said she from Boston, I'm like, stop the fucking cat. Please stop it. She lived in Boston. She from Bay Area women. You get that from the Bay.
But real quick, we'll talk about the scene and then we'll kind of go back in order to the origin. But yeah, so Martian Manhunter, because that's what people call him. No one in your fucking life has called you the Martian Manhunter.
No, they have.
No one knows who the fuck he is,
bruh. They've been calling him that since like 1972.
No, I mean in the movie, like in the universe of the movie, no one knows that. No one knows that, like the general.
They said, he said that in 2016.
No,
he said that.
No, I'm saying in the context of the fucking movie, he's like, they call me the Martian Manhunter, and Batman's like,
he said that I've been called by many names.
Yeah, who was calling this guy the Martian Manhunter? If he's if you're a Martian, why would they want to
see him around without him being in disguise? He's a shapeshifter.
Who is they that sees him like that?
The white people. You want him to be called that, or you want him to be called Martian Nigga Hunter? What you want?
He's Jean Jones. Just say, like, my name is Jean Jones.
No, or call him the General.
No.
Well, he's in disguise as the General.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's like, those scenes were bad. Like, that's what I mean.
I knew. You know what's funny? When the Man of Steel first came out, I was like, I bet you that's Martian Manhunter.
Like, I mean, that's not. I mean, I agree. Like, that's not a crazy thing. And again, you and I are both like people who when we see movies, because we watch movies so often, we can kind of know how they unfold. I told you about that movie Morgan a few weeks ago, where like I knew the twist 2 minutes in, just because like she brushed her hair, and I'm like, that's something a cyborg would do. And then like at the end, like, oh, guess what? She's a cyborg. I'm like, no fucking shit.
Yeah, they can't hide certain things.
And him, I mean, if that was the plan, I'm not mad at it. But just doing it this way, like his idea, like the whole time, Henry, like you could have just said it and not shown me, because you showing me is like it doesn't work. It just doesn't work, in my opinion. Those are two bad scenes, and because the whole Bruce Wayne interaction, Bruce Wayne's like, bro, I don't know who the fuck you are. Who in the Martian Man? Who the fuck are you? Get the fuck out of here.
He woke up out the dream. So that's what I had a problem with the dream sequence. Because he said, all right, I keep having these dreams, but it's like a premonition. So he had a dream about that, about everybody dying except for two of the Justice League. So
that's what I mean. The whole time. That's what
them burning Gal Gadot. That was like, God damn.
What do you mean?
Remember they burnt Wonder Woman like the witch, like the Winston-Salem thing?
In
the nightmare scene. That first like premonition. Remember when they had the box, and then Cyborg was kind of seeing the alternate reality because they showed Superman.
Oh, I barely remember that. Yeah, it happened so fast. Yeah.
So they had her being burnt up like a witch. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. That are you talking about in Snyder Cut? Yeah, I thought you meant like in VVS. I'm like, they don't show anything about Wonder Woman in BVS in the nightmare scene. Yeah, no. And Cyborg vision of what's going to happen, which they reuse the Man of Steel footage and they just change the suit color. They show Henry Cavill with the 2013 look, and they just change the suit outfit. And when Darkseid puts his hand on him, like that's something they reuse. That's recycled footage.
I know, but still, at the same time, what I was about to say, it was correlated to the suit. So they kind of messed up on that part, because it's like, how would you know? Well, because it's alternate reality, I guess. I don't know.
No. Oh yeah, that too.
Because the suit, like, how would you know he'd be resurrected and then get the dead suit
and choose that one? Yeah, but also like I said, like they
because in Doomsday, the Superman comic Doomsday, he does have that suit on. He has a mullet.
I know that's when he has like the mullet and the awesome suit. I like the black and silver suit.
Yeah, but that's like his resurrection suit. He still got to go back to the color.
And there's with no cape, right?
Yeah, it's no cape.
See, that's what I mean. So that's what I don't get about Zack Snyder, who's like a fucking stickler for Watchmen in terms of like trying to recreate panels. And then the same thing with BVS, where like he wants to recreate that scene where Batman is like perched and then the lightning strikes, but like he doesn't like, let's take the cape off of Superman when he has a black suit. Like
he looks like a guy that like capes. So I don't know.
No capes, as the Incredibles told us. No capes.
I hate Incredibles 2, by the way.
You remember what happened to Dynamite?
Yeah.
I've never seen Incredibles 2.
I couldn't finish it. First one, masterpiece. Second one, couldn't
Where
finish
is my super suit?
it.
Why?
Woman.
No.
Woman, where's my super suit?
Tell me where my suit is. Like God, like great scene where he's like, I am just getting some water.
And it freeze, and then freezes the damn cops.
Great scene. Great movie. I haven't watched that in a while. I used to watch that movie all the time.
I think you should.
Yeah, I
You
should.
need to start watching happy movies, bro.
You know what's funny?
I tried to watch Aladdin last night. That shit didn't work.
See, that's the thing. As much as I love Guy Ritchie, who I wanted to talk about last week, we were going to get time to. I won't watch Guy Ritchie's Aladdin. I'm sorry, Guy Ritchie.
Bro, I watched 10 minutes. I said no.
Top 5 favorite filmmaker of all time, but I won't watch your Paycheck movie.
No, bro. Number 1, Guy Ritchie. Number 2, Will Smith. Everybody else did get caked out.
Well,
the
because
lead said he didn't get no money.
Because King Arthur flopped, so Guy Ritchie's like, "Fuck," and because that was supposed to be a movie that had its own universe, so Guy Ritchie's like, "Oh, not fuck." He's like, "Bloody hell!" Like he was, or like whatever they say, bollocks.
I guess I got to do the movie then, mate. Fucking Disney.
They're like, how about? Which I mean, Aladdin is a Guy Ritchie character. Funny enough, he's a thief. And all
But
that.
he stole an apple, man.
That is true. Yeah.
He hungry. You know how hungry you got to be just steal one goddamn apple.
There was a podcast where they're like, Guy Ritchie's. They're like, they're British, and they're like, Guy Ritchie's gonna make Aladdin. And he's like, Aladdin what? Like, because like they say lad and Brent. It was a great. I gotta try to find it because he's Aladdin what? Like, what
hey, why you look like Pete Dunne when you say that?
Because that's how they tell him. What are you talking about?
But you look like Pete Dunne.
You know Pete, because Pete Dunne's like, I'm here because I'm the best technical wrestler in Britain.
Absolutely, no, in the world, ain't no Britain
in the world. Like that's more Scottish, like because Drew McIntyre's like, oh Sheamus. Like that was all right. Never mind. I gotta stop. Either way,
Zack Sabre, he think he better than me. He's not better than me, man.
Zack Sabre has like the posh David Beckham type of accent, or like
all the smooth shit. I can't do that.
Yeah, the very like sophisticated. Like
I can't do the Idris Elba shit. If I did, I had more bitches.
Oh no, when Idris Elba is like, and Idris Elba and Hobbs and Shaw when he's like, is that Deckard Shaw? Like he
all right, that's the name of the episode for no reason.
He's like, remember they have the show. He's like, Deckard Shaw. Like, remember what they told us? 2 in the head. You should have killed me that day. No.
What he said? Damn, what he say? I gotta watch that again. What he say when he was doing the machine? He was getting the stem cells, and he was like, "Oh, something about beauty and pain or something." I forgot.
Oh yeah, great performance, great villain Brixton. But Idris Elba's fucking on one in that. He's the best thing about that movie. Where he's like, again, everyone was like mad. He's like, when they're like, "Who are you?" He's like, "Bad guy." Like, that's dope because he's like. Look at me.
Straight to bro. He was the best part of that movie. It's a classic.
Oh,
he the best part of that movie.
And I knew he was too.
Bro, the fade. If you trying to run a fade, let's go. He ran the fade with both of them on the back of the truck.
Even though it has the bad reoccurring bit where they always somehow escape every time they interact, like it happens 3 times. Where like she escapes, then all 3 of them escape, then all 3 of them escape a second time, and he's always like like they've gotten away. Like.
Then they run on the side of the building. This motherfucker ran on the side of the building.
Like he's like those damn kids, like a fucking Scooby-Doo villain. Like
I hate that fucking ending though.
And I would have gotten you. Like
if it wasn't for that Bluck, that big bald Bluck. What's his name? Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, but he's like but it's like Deckard Shaw.
Fucking Rocky Maivia. Is that him?
Is that Flex Kavana?
The other guys, that's Cesaro? No, it's fucking Statham, man.
Mine is Jason Statham.
Cesaro would have been cold. If it was just Cesaro and The Rock.
Oh, imagine start just like uppercutting fucking like everyone, just like.
No, he would have went to sleep. Idris Elba would have went to sleep, bro.
Yeah. No, because remember he has that he gets to see like because
he started memorizing the moves.
Yeah. You know, he sees it in advance, so he would have been like,
bro. That's because the Rock can't fight.
That too.
He got his ass. Now I know why. You know what? We talked about that. Fuck it. We here. We talked about that.
No, we'll save it for another day. I'm just glad we spent 5 minutes just because I said, "Is that Deckard Shaw?" Because like it's a big fucking mystery. It's like, oh, I haven't seen you in ages,
bro. We gonna talk about that because The Rock really don't be fighting his movies,
like,
bro.
He's like, "Didn't you kill me? You thought you should have killed me when you had the chance."
Look at me. I'm Black Superman.
Yeah, he's like, world domination ending the apocalypse. Again, like, we are canceling the apocalypse in Pacific Rim. Like that, he was like going that time. See, Amber Heard, she was like turning up that accent in Justice League. She was like, our king, you dare speak about our Queen Atlanta like that? Your mother.
You're like, she left me with my. Well, hold on. Let me just do it.
He's your Aquaman's basically like, get out of my room, mom. Like,
in that small playlist, he basically like, and she left me at my father's doorstep. I can't do his accent. Like, it ain't even no accent. I just can't sound like him.
See, and that's the thing too, because the story is by Will Beall, who was one of the main writers for Aquaman. So they probably gave him credit for story in terms of the Aquaman stuff, even though it seems like the Aquaman stuff in here, they kind of like tried to retcon in Aquaman the movie. You know,
he really just hated his mom, bro. He gave his dad.
No, not that. Like again, like the way Amber Heard and Willem Dafoe look are drastically different in Aquaman. The way they speak too, like again, like Amber Heard does not have the accent in.
That's what I'm saying. Because I'm like, bro, I haven't seen Aquaman since it came out, but I'm confused. It's like the Wanda thing. Like, is you Russian or not?
No, see that again. That was again. She talks Russian at the end of the series. So it was like she wasn't talking like,
and she was talking with it, I believe, in Infinity War. They had that scene in London, or Scotland, wherever they are.
No, they was in London.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, but yeah, just the Aquaman stuff. Oh no, real quick, yeah, just before we actually start from the beginning and go through it part by part, which is still hilarious. The "Don't count on it, Batman," and then the titles for the parts are hilarious. But yeah, just the ending with current day Ben Affleck and John Jones, just bad. Just like that last 30 minutes, you could have just chopped it and it would have been a phenomenal movie, in my opinion.
That's why it's the epilogue. It's just giving you
true. I'll give it credit for that. Yeah, he did treat it like, you know, next time on Zack Snyder's Justice League.
And you know, the next time. That's it.
Will Batman wake up from his dream? Like, how many nightmares does this guy have? Sheesh. I mean, like,
hey, for him to be the GOAT and for him to be a multi-billionaire, like, bro, it might be time for you to get a new crib.
No, I love that house. I want to live there.
Somebody eventually gonna find out that you, a couple people know you Bruce Wayne. They gonna come to your spot, bro.
No, not Lake House. No. See, this is what I mean. No one knows he's Bruce Wayne because Barry Allen's like, who are you? Like, you don't know the richest man in the fucking world. And
no, I'm talking about the villains.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, he's like Barry Allen, Bruce Wayne. He's like, I don't know who you are. He's like, you don't know Gotham.
Yeah, that shit that makes sense to me.
You don't know Gotham Industries or Gotham Enterprises or fucking the Wayne Foundation or anything. Like,
and I need a job, but then you gonna ask for a job when you find out.
That scene pissed me off so much.
You think he paying his people?
No,
Bruce.
Well, remember the one
guy. It's a rhetorical question.
The one guy was sending the checks back, so yeah, he does.
That's a rhetorical question. Tony Stark ain't paying his people. I can't wait till we have that conversation in the future.
Okay, here we go. So, well, do you want to? All right, before we break it down from start to finish, do you want to speak on the 2017 Justice League by Joss Whedon?
You gonna burn in hell, bro. If there's such thing as hell, you definitely going Jeff Johns. Jeff Jones, you definitely going there too. Y'all done fucked it up, bro. Y'all fucked up the bag long term.
Like I said, I think it's the worst superhero movie ever made.
Even over Steel with Shaq?
I've never seen it.
You need to watch that.
It has the shitty opening on Snapchat with CGI Henry Cavill,
And he had the face like
he's-
JR.
and he's talking to a 10-year-old who has a podcast. Like, get the fuck out of here!
He was out here looking like this because of CG. Good old JR. Good old Clark Kent here.
And then they have the scene where like Ben Affleck stops the robber, and then he's like, "I'm using you. Why? Why? For fear." And then like the parademon comes out of nowhere, and he's like, "They know he's dead, right?" And then it has that like slow motion montage of like the world going to shit, like someone steals something out of bodega, and then we get the horrible Wonder Woman scene, which is still horrible in this version, where she like saves the people. We didn't need that scene. We didn't need to see Wonder Woman in action. No.
Yes, we did. Because it worked. Because you know why?
No, it doesn't work.
Because Zack Snyder actually cares about women and not just based on how they look.
No, I mean barely.
Because the little girl's like, I want to be like you when I grow up. All right, bet.
All right, that scene works, but still, like,
you know, Josh Whedon would have did.
All right, that part works, but that scene overall, we're like, they're terrorists just to do evil things, just like, and again, she causes the Justice League. They just like fucking shit up because she like, in order to save them, she blows like half the side of the building when she does like her power surge or whatever, and then the police are like, she could almost kill the police with the rubble falling on them. The Justice League are like, what are we here for? Fuck shit up.
Yeah, Mona Lisa ain't nothing to me, but I don't care about none of them paintings.
But yeah, and then we have when Bruce Wayne shows up, and then we get the weird. It's Ben Affleck at one version, and then Ben Affleck with a little bit more weight, and then we get Jason Momoa with one background, and then he has another background, and then.
Bro, everybody. I want to know the phone call when it was like, "Hey, the Justice League Snyder Cut is coming back. Are you free?"
Yeah, they were all free, and then we get
of course Ben Affleck free, but he was like,
"Hey,
I want to drink some whiskey. I want to drink this whole bottle."
No,
of whiskey.
my man's an alcoholic. He's battling demons, brother.
Hey, we all battle demons. It's just how you handle it.
And then there's that scene. I'm just recalling Justice League from memory. It's been years since I watched it. And then Bruce,
you don't have to just think about what you just saw.
But I'm saying like I'm saying like what I remember that what Joss Whedon put in. There's that scene with Lois Lane and Martha where she's like not a reporter, not the journalist anymore. She's a different type of reporter, and the guy like it's like, oh, it's a woman, like Joss Whedon humor, ha ha ha. Like, no, you're not.
Women could actually get jobs.
And then you get what else? Let's skip to there's.
I remember you go because they kept the thing where she doing the painting, and then she got the signal.
I'm not saying what they keep. I'm saying what Joss Whedon inserted into the like. There's like I said, there's a scene where they fight, and he's like, "What happened to Steve Trevor, huh?" And then everyone, and Ezra was like, "You know, if she kills you, we'll vouch for her, right?" Like, yeah, funny, ha ha ha, like. Jokes and jokes like
spaghetti. Hey, now. All right. I remember the racing scene. That was unnecessary at the end.
At the end, yeah, that was the whole Russian family. Thankfully, Zack Snyder did not have that. That was not, and I know that was not a Zack Snyder idea because Zack Snyder's like, "Fuck saving people. I'm about killing people." And Josh Whedon's like, "No, we gotta save the innocent civilians."
But it's 4. That was so hilarious about. It's like, bro, it's 4 people.
And again, remember, like, why are they living in that small town? And Jason was like, "People got nowhere else to go. They'll go anywhere." Like, we get it, Loner. We get it. All right.
You need to go to the barbershop and cut that hair.
We know you're a fucking hobo. Okay, just relax, King of Atlantis.
You said a hobo.
He is a hobo. Remember at the end, he hops in that guy's truck. He's like, "I gotta go see my dad." And he just like hops on that guy's truck. He's like, "You can swim across the ocean and you're riding in a car. Make it make sense." Like, what?
It does. Because he keeps trying to fight. He fighting and hustle. Because remember, throughout the whole movie, for the most part, he was running from the grind. Then he came through when Stephen was opened underneath Gotham, the Gotham Harbor. When he cracked a hole in it, then he came through. That was fire too. A lot of people was like, "Well, how did he know he was there?" Bruh, he talked to the fish. The fish let him know, "Hey, man, there's some shit going on."
Apparently, and again, I remember this vividly. If you know Network, Jason Concepcion used to work for the Ringer in Grantland. Like, but when the Justice League trailer came out at Comic-Con in 2017, and like the whole reveal of the trailer was like when Bruce Wayne's like, "I hear a man comes on the king tide and gives the villagers fish," and his thing was like, So Aquaman's out here feeding fish to people, like Aquaman's a snitch, like betraying the fish to feed them to people like that. Like, see, that's what I mean. Where Zack Snyder doesn't get it. Like, if the man who's like tries to save everything in the ocean and all the creatures, like, why would he? It's like, well, these are bad fish. I can kill these fish and give them to people. Yeah, like,
Give them the tilapia.
but yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Is like every aspect of these characters is slightly different from like again, like I just is Barry Allen really that much? Like they really try to make Barry Allen Peter Parker, and it does not work. One, because Ezra Miller is a horrible actor, and two, no, he is. Remember, he's like, see, I was late within the bus, and the woman had to change, and she had these dimes and pennies and nickels and blah blah blah. So, but
No, he was just mimicking Jesse Eisenberg. He was just mimicking his Lex Luthor.
No, he was trying to do like the Andrew Garfield when in Spider-Man, where he's like, I got something I gotta say, I can't. And then like the Tom Holland, like Tom Holland, who's basically like Michael J. Fox, like oh geez, like they're like
he basically you.
Tom Holland and Michael J. Fox are basically, again, because Morty is based off Marty from Back to the Future, but oh geez, I don't know about that, Rick. Like that's how they are. And then the whole time Barry Allen's like, see, and then you got the Speed Force, and that burn a whole ton of calories. It's like I'm a black hole, but then like I'm a snack hole, and then like and he's like, you're not funny.
The thing that worked with him is because he never threw a punch. Where Spider-Man's like, bro, how you learn how to fight?
Spider-Man?
Yeah, how you learn how to fight?
The powers.
No, but he started learning how to run a fade. You didn't see Flash run no fade at all.
Tom Holland Spider-Man doesn't really throw punches. Tobey Maguire was the one who's like, like,
that's what I'm saying. How you learn how to run any of them? How you learn how to run a fade? Whereas the Flash can throw one fade, but he was like a key part.
Nah, the Flash, he tried to hit Superman with a spear, and then Superman's like, nope.
Hey, bro, okay. So that being in the Whedon cut and now the Snyder cut is still classic. That's one of my favorite scenes. That shit is hilarious because he hold people up and then Barry think he doing something. He like, nigga, do you know I can see you?
Yeah, that scene is good. I admit that was one of the good scenes that was already originally shot, but
and then start moving with him, like, bruh.
Yeah, but I mean, like, see, I don't know how you can do. See, like, I hate how Ezra Miller's Flash moves because, again, like lightning follows him every time, electricity follows him every time, or whatever. Like,
that's in the cartoons.
But it's not in the. No, it's just you see like it's just
like a hologram thing in the back, but you at times you see the lightning strikes.
Well, he's a red blur. He's a red blur most of the time. In this, he's just like electricity, like voltage and shit like that. And like again, he's
moving at the speed of light.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't like, and then like, but it has to be done in like the stupid slow motion that Bryan Singer created in Quicksilver and Days of Future Past, or like again, like he gets the hot dog and grab like that's where I'm like, I hate this fucking movie. Like, thankfully, like that's in the first hour and a half. I'm like, this shit is terrible. Like that's
one of my favorite scenes, bro.
Because you like terrible shit.
No, it's not even that. Because it's showing you the concept of time. Do you want me to go 10 it again? It's not that everything is moving slow. It's that you moving fast. No, so he was able to. I hate that hot dog. Now I understand what you mean about the hot dog, but you know.
No, see, it's like not even that he's moving that fast. It's like it's showing that he's slow motion. I'm like, no, like the time that works when he's going fast is when he pushes the sword back to Wonder Woman. That's him moving fast because he starts at one point, then you see him run all over the wall, and then pushes the sword right back to her as she's like falling. That's where like you actually see Speed move, and then kind of him at the end where like he runs back in time to save shit. That's him actually moving fast. Like that's him like.
But you saying so? I think I understand what you mean now after thinking about it. So you're saying the thing. It was moving so slow because he wasn't even moving that fast.
That's right.
In the car crash thing. But I think they did that just to build up the whole.
No, it was like that was like it's Quicksilver. Like, isn't it dope how you again like that scene? I don't like it doesn't work because you're not moving that. It's like you're pausing time. You're not moving that fast. That's how I see it.
I think about for a second. You're absolutely right. That didn't make sense. I like the scene, but I understand what you mean because it's like, yeah, but every other time you was moving fast, like when Superman was keeping up with you and he was up here scared, it was like, all right, he not moving slow. He moving with you.
Yeah, it's just, it does like, it didn't work for the first half, but then somehow in the battle sequences, it works a whole lot better because, like, it's one of those. I don't know if it's because it's one of the tricky parts of technology where like how can we shoot this guy without him being a fully CGI character all the time because he's never being seen because he's moving that fast. So I'm like, we shouldn't have to. And again, like his whole version is like running like you've seen how Tom Cruise runs, and I believe Tom Cruise is the fastest runner because he's running like fucking possessed.
Because I'm like the Flash don't have good technique, but when you the fastest thing,
and that's
ever,
because there's the whole thing where Ezra Miller, I think, at the Comic-Con panel years ago, it's like I'm studying Baryshnikov and dance. That's how, like my Flash isn't a runner; he's a dancer. It's like get the fuck out of here, you asshole.
That's how you know a lot of y'all ain't athletic. Because why you gotta study that? Usain Bolt would have he would have gotten that 4-2 stance.
See,
imagine Usain Bolt as the Flash, bro.
Well, that's just real life.
See, right, but I'm saying in the comics, Superman ain't catching him. You ain't catching that one.
See, and that's what was so. And again, look at the scene in Civil War when Captain America tries to chase down Black Panther. Like that's how you run fast. Like he's like, and Steve Rogers like, I gotta get in a car because this man is running. Like,
he's the Black Panther for a reason.
They had the dope scene in Infinity War. They run down together, and it's like a fucking like barely a split second where like Steve Rogers is keeping up with him, and then like he leaps in front. Like that's how you shoot speed. Is like they had to unfortunately be CGI and then like shot from further distance. But yeah, the scenes like him saving Iris, and then like even when he throws the batarang again, it's slow motion. Like that's a quick scene where you just like he throws and he goes and grabs it just to show like that's how fast he was. Like you don't have to do like
because it's still moving. It felt like when he was Iris West, when he was about to save her, it's like stuff wasn't really moving.
Yeah, it
was moving, but it wasn't moving.
It's paused. It's paused and then played on and played on like 0.5 speed.
So it's moving, but it ain't moving. But still, that I actually like that scene though.
I hated that scene. As soon as he showed up, I'm like, oh great, we get the Ezra Miller shit now.
And then got one hot dog to feed the dogs, and
yeah. And then the woman's like, what happened? Because there's glass on the floor. And right now you're with all the dogs. Like, and I got this hot dog because after the walk, they like a tasty street. Like, dude, you're not funny. See,
and the thing is, Barry Allen is corny, but he's not that corny.
Yeah, I was like, Barry Allen isn't like, he's not like, he's more, because Wally West is more sarcastic, right? Or is yeah, okay. So that's the thing. I think that's where I misconstrued because Wally West was the one majority of the cartoons, correct? Like no, they always choose Barry, just like
by default, it's always gonna be Barry because he's the second Flash, Reverse Flash.
Yeah, I know that. But I mean, like, like in the Justice League cartoon that I was watching, like the Flash is always like wisecracking and joking, like, and Ezra Miller is kind of like that in the second part, and he's a little bit more tolerable when he's like the Wonder Woman. You think she'd ever go for a younger man? And then Cyborg with the great line, like, she's 5,000 years old, Barry. Every man's the younger man. Like that. I that's when I texted you. I'm like, part 5 has some great comedy because there was that scene, and then like just the shot of them pushing the coffin into the box. I mean, the coffin into the truck. That was like unintentionally funny. Because like they're literally doing like a
when they was digging him up, that shit was hilarious.
They're literally doing a grave robber. Like they are grave diggers right now. They just stole this man's dead body.
Like, and it's Superman. That's the thing.
They're like, well, and then the whole
I just thought about that. They don't have security.
No, it's at the family farm. No one's there. Remember?
Still, bro, like that's an alien. Like you gotta have some type of national security.
Maybe you're right that Bruce Wayne doesn't pay his people because if Bruce Wayne can pay for the
he pays his people. I ain't saying was a rhetorical question.
But I'm saying like if he can pay for the funeral for Clark Kent's funeral, how come he can't pay Ma Kent's house until the end? You piece of shit.
Let's double up. Let's double up. Why you talking about my goat? Let's double up.
Who?
Bruce Wayne. You talking about my goat?
Well, this is Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne, who I actually do like a lot. He was the best part of BVS, which is God damn, that movie still sucks.
No, that's in my top 3 favorite DC movies.
Well, I mean, we've established your taste when you selected Lance Storm. We know how you see things.
The list is about to change. I'm sick of hearing you say that shit. No, what I was about to say.
You were like, I'm like, all right, we're top 15. You're like, okay, gave us a lot of thought. Lance Storm. That's like you announcing that. And with the second pick, Hasheem the Beat. Like, Hasheem the Beat. Like,
hey, don't do that. The Grizzlies thought he was actually gonna be good, bro. He's 7 feet.
And you actually think Lance Storm's a top 15 greatest wrestler in your opinion?
You can't teach Canadian wrestlers. You can't teach a Canadian how to wrestle. They learn. No, what I was about to say. So about the security thing, it's like, yeah, it's at the family farm. But check this out. Bruce Wayne does pay his people. He got a bank that bought the house at the end of the movie.
Yeah, that's right. I'm saying he doesn't at the end. After Superman's brought back to life, but the whole time, like, again, he pays for the funeral, and like he doesn't realize that, like, he's like, I made him a promise. Like, then take care of his family, asshole. You were the man who tried to kill him.
I can't pay attention to everything. And then how you know he can't get in contact? Well, he can get in contact with anybody. He couldn't get in contact with
exactly.
Wasn't she staying with Lois?
No, she shows up for one. Well, again, no, that wasn't her. It was the Martian Manhunter. See, that's horrible.
I'm thinking about the original.
No, she only they only have one scene. It's like she's probably at
the farm. Remember, she was at the farm when he came back from the dead.
She drives up to the farm, so she wasn't.
Because the house was on sale.
Yeah,
so she's living out her car probably.
Yes, I believe that's the case.
Or she could be staying with some people, man. They in Kansas, bro. It's other people. And they in a small town like Kansas, bro. Somebody probably let her stay.
They're literally in Smallville. You could have just said it right there. You said they're in a small town. They're in Smallville. That's where they are.
Well, she on Smallville on the small couch, probably. Lost her husband and she lost her son. Ain't that a bitch?
I mean, yeah. And then what? So then, yeah, we have the horrible scene where
the hot dog.
No, I'm talking about in the original Joss Whedon shit before you get to the breakdown of Snyder Cut, where Aquaman sits on the lasso and then starts confessing because that's creative. He's like, "You're beautiful." I'm just gonna say that right here, honestly. You know, I'm a little bit scared.
Bro, Joss Whedon is such a nasty motherfucker. Like, bro, you telling her. First of all, if we don't think about it in the fantasy sense, 5,000 years, some men be telling her that. All right, in real life,
women. Remember, she's what she says in Wonder Woman, like, the penis, like, is like has like no use for pleasure or something like that. Steve Trevor is like, well, there goes my confidence. Like, she basically like, I've read all 7 volumes of whatever fucking
Kama Sutra.
No, not Kama Sutra. The other thing.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, she probably does go both ways. No. Yeah, so going back to what I was saying, and in real life, she probably hear that all the time. We know Gal Gadot.
Look at Gal Gadot. Like the scene of her brushing the sculpture and her in that white dress. I'm like, God damn, Gal Gadot.
Oh yeah, no, I ain't gonna say my thoughts. I was just like, where the dress at? That's all I was saying. Pressure. Nah, you got to do it the proper way. Pressure.
Red velvet. Pressure. Gal Gadot. How do you say? Wonder Woman. Giselle from Fast and the Furious. Because
pressure.
From the Nice for What video. No, she's in the Maroon 5 one, not the Nice for What.
I'm about to say Nice for What. She was in the Drake video?
No, because Zoe Saldana is. And I'm like, Zoe Saldana looking. Every woman looks good in that video. Issa Rae looks fucking, oh my God, in that video. Like,
oh, now, okay, the truth's starting to come out. Now I know why you watch Insecure. There you go. You done told on yourself. You're like, yeah, I've been to Baldwin Hills before. You know, damn well you ain't been down Crenshaw Boulevard and Vernon.
And then, yeah, I think that's. Oh yeah, there's a weird scene where like Wonder Woman puts Bruce Wayne's shoulder back in place because he's got his ass kicked by Superman, and like they have a weird dialogue, and that's like all the Joss Whedon stuff was Wonder Woman centric, which what a surprise there.
Yeah, and like the whole love interest, they played on it a little bit in the Snyder Cut, but more so in the Whedon version.
I'm not mad at that
because you want to be that.
No, but again, and because
he owned Drake's plane, Bruce Wayne stole Drake's plane.
in BVS, they already kind of have that like dynamic. Remember, we're like she
You gotta
walked.
stop saying BVS because that's our podcast. It's the funniest thing.
Well, because that's why it's our podcast. So everyone was like, we see the work, and our boys are like, oh, we see what's up. These guys, they did the shit on purpose. They're feuding. It's a work. They're feuding for views and for likes. Meanwhile, we're dapping after the show, like, love you, brother, love you. Like,
Yeah, no, this is John Cena versus Randy Orton, and you Randy Orton.
what? Oh, don't you ever say that to me again, or I will fucking leave.
Shorty said you Randy Orton, but go ahead.
Who?
All of them.
Don't you ever say that again.
I hear Draco in my head. He talks to me.
I mean, I'm Randy Orton. He's like, hey, nothing.
Oh, I'm sorry. We got to say it. The Queen said we got to say Oregon now. Randy Orton. So if Chris said it, we got to say Randy Orton.
100%. If the mother of dragons says it, I ain't trying.
Randy Orton.
But and then there's that weird scene. Even though again they do have that, like, again in BVS, she walks by, is like, pretty girl. Sorry, bad habit. And then they flirt at like that museum where the real sword of Alexander is with the king of wherever, and
that's what's so crazy about it, because you think about her history. Wonder Woman, in a sense, like the story that she's in right now, the current conflict that's going on, she's the only person left, like, on the planet. This is after DC. Sis, I can't even now say this shit right now. I'm sorry. But yeah, this is after the end of the world. First of all, this is one of the only times Darkseid has ever got bodied. All right. A plague took over. Ironic. And he died. And everybody else became zombies for the most part. But her story is so interesting because it's like she was around these people. Like these so-called like Greek guys and all that. That's the funny shit.
I remember I think it was Kevin Smith and Mark Bernardin when they watched BVS. And there's that scene where it's the same scene where Lex Luthor's like, and then Zeus gave man fire or whatever, and then she has a look like, and then Kevin Smith I think said something like, oh, that's her being like, that's not how it fucking happened. Like, I was there.
Because she's the daughter of Zeus.
You're talking out of your ass right there. Like, you don't know shit.
Right, because she's the daughter of Zeus once again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she was made from clay.
Exactly. Weren't we all made from clay?
I don't think so. I'm too white to be made from clay.
No, you know what I mean.
Whoa, whoa.
And essentially, we just got put in the microwave.
This is not the last episode, Banks. We're not having that talk right now.
Biology talk.
Well,
did you ever have that class?
Biology?
The sex ed class.
That was when I started dropping out.
You dropped out of high school?
In California, yeah.
In California, I dropped out of high school. Oh, bro, everybody drops out of high school in California, New York. That tells you everything you need to know.
That's why I moved here, and I got caught up and graduated from high school here.
Oh, this man, no wonder he a Drake fan. All right, I see you.
How?
Because he dropped out of high school.
Well, he was an actor.
Degrassi was high school. He could have been doing research.
He knew what he was going to do. He knew that he was going to be the greatest of all time, and it happened. So
okay, so you got to keep going now. If you dropped out of high school,
no, I graduated from high school. I dropped out.
You ran from the grind. You didn't graduate in California.
That's because I had personal shit going on. There was no way I was going to graduate there.
You dodged the smoke because that test, that exit exam.
I didn't take it when I was here.
Yeah, no, it's the California thing. Then they found out like, nah, bro, this shit is failing kids on purpose.
And then there's this stupid Russian family, and then there's like the Flash pushes the truck all the way there. He's like,
why are they stupid Russian family?
That story is dumb. Like, just to rescue people, just to rescue them.
Oh, I'm about to say, you sound like Richard Nixon right now. What's up? What's about this?
I am not a crook. Really?
We heard Watergate. I heard the tapes. I could Google them right now.
And then, there's the shit where like Superman shows up and Batman's like, well, I don't not like you. Like, we're friends. Like, no, you tried to kill this man. You remember, like, tell me, do you bleed?
I hated that shit so much.
You will.
Listen,
It was
I
only
like-
it was only good in the Whedon version when Superman was like, I remember what you said to me.
with the face.
Yeah, when he was like, now you tell me, do you bleed? And he like throws his ass across like nothing. Like,
No, but in Snyder Cut, it was perfect because it was a near fall. Like, bro, he really is about to go into that man's chest. Pause.
And I think that's the last real bad one. And then the Flash and Superman racing at the end, that was dumb. Yeah, no, because Joss
It
Whedon
wasn't needed.
Yeah. All right, now let's start from let's take it back to the beginning. I mean, yes. I mean, Steppenwolf.
A bitch.
I was like, this is your time. You had some thoughts on Steppenwolf. Go on.
Bruh, how you get hoed out by your own nephew? I know he's the most powerful villain ever, but bruh, how you just get hoed out?
So Steppenwolf is not Uncle Jerome.
No, he's far from Uncle Jerome.
Stop your daddy.
Stop your motherfucking daddy. No, he would have slapped the shit out of him.
Nephew.
The police beat the shit out of Uncle Jerome. They beat the shit out of Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf might be Uncle Jerome. He was just telling Leon and them what to do. Being the minions. I forgot the name of them. Nah, but Steppenwolf, bruh, you, of course, because your nephew is powerful. This relates to the comics as well. Bruh, you just out here doing the work. He said, I forgot what Buddy said, but he told him, he said, Lord Darkseid doesn't want to talk to you. You owe him a debt. That was a bar.
Those weird fucking sorcerer witches type things that like.
Yeah, you owe him a debt. That was some G shit.
You owe him 50,000
worlds.
Imagine like everyone's making the joke about like the stimmy. Like imagine being in debt 50,000 worlds. Like that 1,400 ain't gonna do shit to 14
at all. Yeah. He better front that to get some more minions.
That's what I thought about that with like I am $53 million in debt. Like with the Kanye West like.
Hey, Kanye's Darkseid, bro. If we want to keep it a buck.
Nah, he's still.
Nah, when you got $6.6 billion, you ain't getting holed out.
And how are you $53 million in debt then?
Because you take a loss to get your money back. That's how it works. You take an L, then, bruh, $53 million.
And then you marry a rich woman. A rich woman.
No. You said it right. There you go. Let's get to it. We had the real conversation now. We had the real. No, and then guess Chris is definitely Wanda, bro.
Oh no, Kris Jenner is definitely Agatha Harkness. She's the puppet master. She's controlling all that shit.
Now I'm talking shit, but I'm trying to get involved with the family. I gotta see. We're gonna take this podcast to the next level somehow. I'm just gonna be showing up. We're gonna be in some.
You gonna be the new Corey Gamble?
Nah, I'm more so gonna be like Chris Humphrey.
Because
I'm gonna show up to the pod.
Look how well that turned out.
Look, I'm gonna show up there where you at in the private jet. We're gonna do the pod at some sound stage. Like, I didn't really find because Kanye didn't sound like that before he got with her. I didn't really find, Justice League. You posted
the clip of Chance the Rapper. Is that shit real? I never understood. I didn't got that shit. Like he really yelled at Chance the Rapper like that?
So it was a leaked documentary that came out that Dame Dash did, and they took it off ASAP. But I watched it like in January, February. Yeah, he really spazzed on them like that.
He said like your album fucking flopped. So don't you tell me to do shit. Like, is that so that was real?
That's a work. Kanye, when he said he bipolar, it's not a work. It's a shoot.
Oh no, I know that. I just mean like that. Like that's like act like that's Kanye West. I mean, it makes sense because the way he's dressed, and then that's Chance the Rapper
with a bulletproof vest on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's the weight. I think it's the bulletproof vest or like the weight vest because he's like always trying to lose weight. Like I'm like my poor.
I think he got a thyroid problem or something, bro. He be fat, then he be swole, he be little.
But
yeah, no, that's a shoot. But at the same time, I was like, damn, Chance gonna cry when he get in the car.
He was crying right then and there. Like,
yeah, I would too if you tell me something. I would have, bro.
Why are you gonna be like that?
I would have slapped Kanye. I ain't gonna even hold you. I would have slapped the shit out of Kanye.
So Steppenwolf, he's like, Mother box.
Exactly. Dark Side. That's what I'm saying. Kanye Dark Side. They did the same thing.
The mother boxes are literally like the worst MacGuffin ever invented, in my opinion. I mean,
the worst MacGuffin.
it is.
It was easier for him to get that than Thanos trying to get the Infinity Stones.
No, so that's why the MCU works, because Thanos is like, he was sending these pawns, and the whole time he's like, you know what, I can do this shit myself, and like we done it. He should have told like the whole universe, like, you ain't shit. He was like, Kanye was like, you ain't shit, and you ain't shit, and you ain't shit. Just sit the fuck down. I did this shit 6 summers.
I do this shit.
A beat every day for 6 years. Like, that's what Thanos was like. I could have done this shit in my sleep.
But that's why I like Steppenwolf a little bit more, because he just said, "Fuck it, I gotta pay back my nephew."
That's why Darkseid ain't shit. Darkseid is like, you got your ass kicked by man the first time, and now if you show up, I bet this random group of 6 is gonna kick your ass. Like,
no, bruh. Because at the end, when he seen his, which is the most fire scene, when he saw his nephew,
a towel or a blanket.
that's a towel. It's cold.
Jesus
Believe it or not.
Christ. Put a sweater on or something. Damn.
I don't feel like getting up. We got to record a podcast. I'll freeze if I have to. And y'all got to know what's up. Your role, know it. Shut your mouth, jabroni. No, so that's why it was so fire to me, because his head got chopped through the portal. That was the best scene. His head got chopped through the portal.
That was pretty dope. That's what, and see, that's what, when that happened, I'm like, see, DC really could have kept going if they just stuck to the guns of Zack Snyder. Granted, BVS horrible. His version of Snyder Cut drastically better than Ultimate Edition of BVS. Ultimate Edition of BVS is like, why? It's a bunch of unnecessary scenes.
What Kevin Smith say, Cheffa. It's a lot of Cheffa when he was on Cop Out.
Well, not just that, but again, it's like Jimmy Olsen's a CIA agent. Like, really? Like, that's one of the most Hollywood screenwriter things where they like have I have a cool idea. I have a cool take. What happens if the photographer was secretly working for the CIA?
And we know in the comics and the cartoon, he's just a photographer, assistant to Lois Lane.
Like, they frame Superman. Lex Luthor tries to frame Superman by killing the terrorists, and it's just all convoluted and terribly written. Where Justice League at least is more thought out and there's more put into it. Like I said, but as the movie's a slog, and like I said, like, it opens up, excuse me, and then like we have that scene where they literally show Bruce Wayne ride on horseback for like 5 fucking minutes to get to this village.
Yeah.
I get it's supposed to be like a callback because he's dressed exactly like Han Solo in Empire Strikes Back when Han Solo has to go and rescue Luke. They're dressed exactly the fucking same. And again, this is like the horse, him riding the horse.
Arthur said $5,000 to talk to him.
And like the money. And like, see, that's what I'm like. That's like
Bruce Wayne take care of his people, bro. 25, bro. I got 25 right now.
What I mean, like that's what I mean. Like that first half hour, like shit we didn't need to see. Like I didn't need to see like 5 minutes of Bruce Wayne riding up to the village. I didn't need to see because like why a helicopter can't even get here. Like meanwhile, he takes the helicopter back to the fucking airstrip.
Yeah, you gonna cause a distraction, and it can't land here. It's
to show that Bruce Wayne can do anything. Because again, this is the man that like fought Ra's al Ghul and
the GOAT. He fought everybody.
Yeah, did all that in his. He can do anything and everything. But like that, he can survive a horse journey there. I'm like, come on. And then like again, he gives the whole speech about he brings fish to the village, and they're speaking Icelandic. I think is what where they're at, and then like the women sing that, and the woman like grabs his sweater and smell like, what? Who needs this? That's what I think. That's what I think. She was like, this is bad. I'm like, I still can't believe it actually got better as it went on, but I'm like, this is looking rough.
No, bro, that worked. And see, that wasn't in the Whedon cut. That works, bro, because it's like it doesn't. You know how women feel about Jason Momoa, right? So it's
it works in reality, but I mean in the story, we don't need to see this unnecessary shit.
But he a god, so to speak.
I know. He was definitely fucking all those white women on that.
I don't think so. I wouldn't. I'm gonna fly my ass, or I'm gonna go in the water and go to Nigeria. I'm gonna swim my ass to Nigeria. I'll be a king there. Ain't no goddamn way I'm about to be fucking them Icelandic hoes.
That was again. They sing that song and then it leads to the Lois Lane getting the coffee, and I'm like, oh my god, this is just an art film at this point. Like this, where's like Everyone was mad.
Everything Zack Snyder
Everyone,
do is an art
everyone
form.
was like, everyone was mad. Like, oh my god, WandaVision's so stupid. They're the fucking sitcoms, and there's nothing
Who
happening.
said that? But 3 people.
Everyone.
No, they ain't no. Everyone is 3 people.
Then the fourth episode happens and explains shit. They're like, oh, I get it. It's like, no fucking shit.
Bro, you need to get on the Black Twitter. Your timeline need to change to that. We got to
The
figure
guys
out.
in the Discord were saying, like, this shit's slow. This shit sucks. Like,
Say their names. Say their names.
they know who they are, and I don't want to bring
Huh.
up the Discord like that. I'm just saying, like, the guys in the Discord, majority of them listen to the show. They know who they are for talking shit about WandaVision, and then like are big up in Snyder Cut. They know who they are.
All right, be
You
prepared
know,
for the smoke.
they
You start the
know.
fire,
I don't
prepare for
give
the
a
smoke.
fuck. Hey, I don't give a fuck.
And you know you're gonna get outbodied if it's one person I'm thinking about or 2 people I'm thinking about. They be outbarring you. They gonna outbar you, bro, about what you
Who?
said.
Who?
You already know. Don't worry about it. I'll
Nah.
tell you off here. Because
Either
every
way.
time you come in there, guns are blazing, everybody's like, calm down, little man.
Either way, like that's our, and then we get the scene which was already in the theatrical, which is Steppenwolf shows up and they fights the Amazons. That scene's okay. It's just really slow because I get they're building up stakes of him trying to get the box, but like they have it's a bad fight scene, and then it's like seal the gates. Like it's just badly like choreographed, and it's so slow moving, and I'm like,
He couldn't stop them.
that's
They
I'm like,
PMS was going crazy.
oh my god, you gotta stop. Jeez, you are so disrespectful to women. You are like a piece of shit.
I'm
Anthony Mackie.
joking.
Damn. You out here telling women to go make me a sandwich while you're saying
That
out
was
there.
Anthony Mackie. That wasn't me.
You do the same. Yeah, like did you not to admit that you like you only show up for a free meal?
That don't mean that I could too. I
Yeah, with
could
their
too.
food. Yeah.
That was a joke.
I see how it is. Yeah, I know what It's Women's History Month. You know that, you piece of shit, misogynist.
How many women listeners we get?
None.
Okay, well, fuck it. That wasn't a joke.
That's because of what you say is why we get none.
No, it's not. I thought you'd be bringing in the women. You got the hair. You young. What happened, man?
What do you mean?
You should be bringing in the women. You frugal women like. Well, they don't like. Do they? I don't know what these people.
That means like I mean, if I had an extra $500 with the stimmy, my bank account would have been looking like crazy.
Okay, for sure. Because that's how I feel. I need another one, Joe. I need another.
No, I just meant like if the 600 back at the start of the year was it was 1,200 like we all thought it would be, like my bank account right now would be looking like goddamn. Like I'll just move to an island and like live there.
Well, see, all right, cool. The jig is up. Now you can't be talking about I'm not wealthy. You been outed.
But I'm just like,
If there's true that certain places you can live on like a $5 a day, I'm like, and not do nothing, and I'm like, I just sit here, have an internet connection, and not do anything. I'm like, oh, that's what I would do. Shit, just throwing
You want to go to the Philippines? That's what I'm trying to move to.
Nah, because I don't know how to speak Tagalog.
We'll learn. We're gonna have 10 wives each. We'll learn.
But now I don't want to move where there's monsoons and fucking shit like
a
that.
monsoon.
It's like rainstorms and all that.
Bro, for $5 for rent, I'll do it.
Well,
It's
yeah,
in pesos.
the Wonder Woman scene happens again. When we kind of like, it's just like her going like spin moving on some shit, like spazzing the buttons.
Yeah, she get busy with that damn sword.
I mean, no, I'm saying like when she rescues the school children and like those like her knee, like she's like the agility of her knees is just like to move like quickly.
Yeah, she got Meg the Stallion knees.
Yeah, definitely. And then again, it's a bad scene, but it's saved by her telling the girl that you can be whatever you want, like that. All right, that's some good shit.
Josh Whedon would have remixed that. He
Did.
mind.
Like,
I ain't gonna even go there. Oh boy.
I think
Yeah,
we established that everything Josh Whedon did was horrible.
Yeah, but never mind. Just go, Davis, before I say some wild shit.
I mean, we get the goods. I mean, the only time the Flash is good in the first like half is when he speaks to his dad at the prison, because my guy Billy Crudup shows up and is an actor. He's like
with the fucking Jim Carrey hair from Lemony Snicket.
Hey, he's Billy Crudup, all timer. He should have been a bigger star, but he chose to be with Claire Danes for a period of time. So I mean, yeah.
Hey, Flashpoint, we gonna
Talk about Maggie Gyllenhaal. Ugh. Claire Danes.
who?
Ugh.
Who's
Claire
that?
Danes. She was Juliet in Romeo plus Juliet.
Clear Days.
Baines. She was on Homeland. She was in My So-Called Life.
Romeo plus Juliet, bruh. It's Romeo and Juliet.
No, it's Romeo plus Juliet. Like it's
Fan Four Stick. Not
That movie is
Fantastic.
fire, low key.
What? Romeo plus Juliet?
Yeah.
I just remember being shocked that they actually spoke like the book.
Yeah, but it was set in modern time.
Yeah. With like the Capulet Corporation or whatever and like the Montague Industries or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at Claire Danes. I mean,
Yeah, he left Mary
what's
Louise
the problem?
Parker.
She ain't my cup of milk, but what's the problem?
Yeah, nah. No, well, Billy Crudup left Mary Louise Parker, who the woman from Weeds, the star of Weeds, he left her for Claire Danes while Mary Louise Parker was pregnant, apparently.
Oh, Hugh Dancy is
Yep, she's
British.
Yeah.
Goddamn, they're taking her jobs.
Hey, so is Desmond Idris. So relax. Can't be too mad.
No, he's trying to take our jobs, and he's trying to take Joy Taylor. Some got to give. You can't have it all.
When I saw that, I was like, "Is this like? Are they really?"
She was going. She was trying to pull. She said, "You my boyfriend." That man said, "I don't. I don't know about that."
He said, "Deckard Shaw." Like,
oh God, Joy, you're quite lovely, but I don't want to take a trip to that godforsaken America. That's a 12-hour flight.
Meanwhile,
to Los Angeles.
He's like, "Hey, cuh," like he's talking like fucking Kendrick Lamar.
Bro, they're taking their jobs. I'm telling you, bro. I thought Leon was gonna be British for a second. But the moms is, right?
From Snowfall?
Yeah.
No.
She's British.
I didn't know that. She was also in True Detective season 2.
Yeah, she British. They're taking her jobs.
The scene with Wonder Woman when she shows up at, well, not the real Batcave, like his hangar where he keeps all the shit. And like that's a good scene when she tells him the story of.
We'll never get an actual Batcave.
No, the real Batcave is.
This is the fourth project, and we haven't had a Batcave. We ain't had a Batcave since Batman Begins, bro.
No, the Batcave is the one in BVS.
That ain't no real Batcave, bitch.
Yeah, it is. It's Zack Snyder's Batcave.
It ain't under the mansion. That's what I'm saying. The Batcave's supposed to be under the mansion, bro.
Oh, well, it's under his glass house.
That ain't no real. You see how little that Batcave is? The Batcave is supposed to be some big shit.
I did like the take that Bruce Wayne refuses to live in the Wayne Manor because it's
It's the fourth movie in a row where ain't no house. Ain't no Batcave.
He has a great house. He doesn't have the typical house, but I like that take. Like it's
Wayne Manor. God. Wayne Manor and the Batcave.
Oh, so you're gonna be
lost.
You're gonna be pissed about that, but meanwhile, Batman has a gun. It's like he's fucking John Rambo.
Because eventually I gotta start shooting people. I'm tired of running fades. He old, bruh. At this point,
he's not that old.
He's 46 at this point. Remember, he was like,
"Then
I've been chasing
crime."
You can't. What else he gonna do? He a billionaire. He bored.
If you were a billionaire and bored, what would you be doing?
Not fighting crime.
Exactly, and that's what he's doing.
I'll be a hoe for sure.
She was a hoe.
For
sure.
I'm cloning like Nia Long and shit. Rihanna. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Let me just get one piece of hair.
I mean, he did kind of do that in BVS. Remember, he wakes up, there's a woman in his bed, and he takes pills with alcohol because that's what every tough guy does in movies. Or they like
Mr. Bitches. That's why Bruce Wayne is Mr. Bitches.
I do like Jeremy Irons as Alfred, and I do like him a lot in this movie. He is good as Alfred, I'll say. They do have a good dynamic.
Because it's versions of Alfred that's just not like Master Wayne, Master Grayson.
Well, see, the sad thing is that he's not really loving. In BVS,
That's the
he's
point.
in BVS, he's like trying to steer this guy away from the darkness. Where again, he's like, I've seen good men turn cruel and all that. And then he has that scene where he's like, how many good guys have we seen in Gotham? How many stay that way? Which is like the Harvey Dent thing of like, turned evil. And then Alfred's like, he's not our enemy. He's like, we can't trust his ass. Like,
which is true. But that's why it works, and that's why it hurts that we was robbed of the Batfleck shit because
yes, I said that from the start.
It's the old bruh. Alfred gets tired. All right, in the comic series, as time go by, he's like, "Hey man, fuck it. You keep doing what you're doing, but I'm tired of this shit now."
Well, I think we're supposed to believe again that this is like the SAS trained version of Alfred, right? Like the Alfred that was like a soldier in British ops and all that.
Yeah, which you can watch on the Stars Network.
No, not that. No, that's on Epics.
Stars. That's what Stars used to be. When you were a tiny bit lad, there used to be a channel called Stars, and then it turned into Epics.
Stars still exist. That's what Power is on.
No, but Stars. It was Stars. Okay, no, but Stars is like Encore is under Stars. It's under that channel. It's a subsidiary, and then Encore turned into Epics.
Yeah, that's what I mean. See,
yeah. So Stars.
Don't you fucking tell me. See, I just told you, and you were like, you don't know shit, young." Like
you don't. But at the same time, I'm like, wait, Epics came from Stars. I know when the way came from Stars. I didn't know if it existed now, but I forgot Power. Yes, is on Stars.
Yeah, see,
I gotta finish that last episode of Power Book 2.
Oh, book 2. I see book 2. I want to watch, but it's just like I never like if I hated the original Power.
It's like season 1 of Snowfall. It's gonna take you a minute.
See, that's what I mean. She's just a bad writer and creator.
Why?
Because a lot of the shit in Power just never worked. It was just so bad. It was like, I don't believe any of this for a second. Like, have you ever watched anything that had gangsters or drug dealers, like, or cops or anything?
It's a parody. It became a parody, and then more.
And I don't want to watch parodies like that. I don't want to see serious shit parodied while still trying to be serious.
You ever seen or read a love novel? It's that. That's what it became.
Oh yeah, it's a woman's like, it's very soap opera-esque.
And you call me a sexist, all right? It's a woman's version of soap opera. It can't just be serious, Davis, because it's a woman that's soap opera-esque.
No, because there are scenes and there are like 5 scenes in the first season of like ghost fucking, and this is definitely a woman's like, and then we have hardcore sex.
Ghost fucking and hardcore sex. I don't think Patrick Swayze died for that, bro.
No, he was in Roadhouse, remember?
Kicking the shit up. That's what they need a sequel of.
He was kicking and fucking and kicking and then fucking again and then yeah.
They should remake that.
They had a sequel. You know that?
Who's in it?
Jonathan Skaish.
I was about to say Jason Statham.
No. It's the guy.
Deckard Shaw. He's in the Roadhouse.
But where's I going before I lost track? Oh yes, the way I like that way that he's like haunted by Wayne Manor to not want to live there, and that it's like basically a mausoleum and all that to him. Like it's the ghosts that haunt Wayne Manor. Like he doesn't want to be there. That's something I get because again, if Batman's gonna be like dark and brooding and fucking emo, then that's an emo thing to do. He wouldn't want to live in a house like that.
Because the motherfucker he get blown up. Every movie, this shit get blown up.
It doesn't get blown up. It wasn't. I mean, all right, it's set on fire in the first one. But then again, they rebuilt it, and they rebuilt it in the third one, and they didn't blow up. Then they just turned off the power because he didn't pay his bills because he lost all his money. See, you're getting mad at Tony Stark for signing deals. Bruce Wayne signed the worst deal. I mean, he didn't really sign it. Catwoman stole.
Because he still had to cash out people, bro. He run corporations, so he still had to pay people, even if it means
that's how you
go broke.
Okay, that's why Dark Knight Rises is like it's number 3 in that trilogy because Christopher Nolan's like, well, as a Batman declared bankruptcy. Like,
but it happens. It happened in the new current Batman series in the comics.
but
The motherfucker loses money, but it's the same thing. Your father, I can't remember what he said, but Michael Caine said, "Your father,
boys of a tangerine."
I saw him. I remember you coming down the steps when you were little."
That's it. Oh, do you want to talk about great scenes? He's like, I made a promise.
I made a promise.
She wasn't going to choose you. She chose Harvey Dent.
But
And there was a letter.
I kept the letter.
No, she's like, she wrote a letter. And what happens if I burned that letter? To spare you the pain. What? And he bring Christian Bale again. He's like,
Hold on, let me see if I can do it with facial.
he's like, you did what?
What?
He's just like, you old piece of shit. Like I should have killed you. I should have fucking killed you when I had the chance when you were in your sleep. He's like, he's like, why would you do that? He's like,
to protect you.
I've buried enough Waynes. I won't bury another. I won't bury another. So I've heard your cries echo through the holes in this house.
Goodbye, Alfred.
He's like, get your shit and get out of here.
Where would I go? Like, bro, at this point, Alfred probably
you've seen the other guys, right?
Yeah.
Remember when Ava Mendes?
That's one of the funniest damn movies ever.
Oh yeah, of course. Remember when Ava Mendes is like, "You need to go, Alan. Get out! Get out!" Or she just, "Get out, Alan!" And she just starts yelling at him
Gator
out of
bitches,
nowhere.
Gator bitches better be using rubbers.
Gators bitches better be using Jimmy's. Gator never been about that shit. Gator never played no bullshit.
Yeah.
He's like, "You just gotta let." She's like, "Come on, we'll go make love." He's like, "I'm tired. I'm doing them. You gotta let me be me." Like, you gotta,
And Mark Wahlberg on hating ass throughout the whole movie. How did you get her?
And Brooke Shields, and then the woman who who like drugs them. Yeah, like, "Hey, yo, Bilbo Baggins, where your shoes at?" They kept stealing our shoes.
The shit that had me rolling. You gotta let me fly.
I'm a peacock. See,
You gotta let me fly.
Did he call himself a peacock? Damon Wayans Jr., who in that movie laughs exactly like Damon Wayans Sr. with the like
Looks damn near exactly like
that's
him.
like the John David Washington talking exactly like Denzel shit. Scary in that.
Genetics is a motherfucker, ain't it? Genetics is a motherfucker, bro.
But yeah, the Barry out. So the Victor Stone scene. So
No, David's gonna be walking around with OVO gear at 1 month.
The Victor Stone football scene.
Bro, hey, him and Spencer James on the team
That's
in the NFL.
I like, you know what? They that scene was shot just as badly as an all-American football game.
You know what? I remember when that scene was being shot.
See, that was the thing I was most looking forward to, like the original, when in the original trailers, I'm like, oh shit. Like I remember it was a big deal. Like they talked about like a football game being played and like the origin story of Victor Stone. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, and it was never shown. I'm like, fuck. And then everyone was like hyping up on Twitter that he was Victor Mahomes, Victor Vic. And I'm like,
bruh, I'm telling you, him and Spencer James on the NFL team,
no.
Tyreek Hill and Pat Mahomes who?
First of all, they're playing with an Under Armour football. Get the fuck out of here.
The Rock was smiling. Shazam, bro. You see how it worked?
And they have Under Armour uniforms. They're Gotham University, and they're facing Wisconsin. Is this a Big Ten title game? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, so that really shows that Gotham City is like in Chicago.
Yeah. It's Gotham City is a mix between Pittsburgh and Chicago, but more so Chicago.
Well, mainly in Chris Nolan's version, because that's where they filmed. They actually filmed in those cities. But like, I think they carried it over like the Chicago skyline of metropolis of Gotham.
Chicago is Gotham City. It's especially the West Side. The West Side is Arkham Asylum.
Oh goddamn, that's good. Yeah, so he like, it's Zack Snyder, so it's so slow motion. He like gets the ball and like does a handoff fake for days, then like he does like the worst pump fake of all time, and then makes a guy do like a back body drop because he just lifts his ass and then somehow runs forward.
He did a Dante Culpepper fake out. And then ran with it.
And I get because Zack Snyder's son, I think he was like the football consultant to this scene. Because I remember like when they showed behind the scenes feature, like his son was right there, like choreographing, like, and then this would happen because his son played football, like whatever Hollywood.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. He went to school in Calabasas, if I'm not mistaken.
And he was like, I think a 3-star recruit or something like that.
He was. Yeah, I remember hearing about him. I think he actually played, if it wasn't Calabasas, it was like a team at Santa Clarita because I think John Elway's son was at the same school. I don't know if it's at the same time.
Because everyone was getting mad that he was there was that rumor that he was going to play Dick Grayson and Jason Todd in a scene where they would show how the suit hanging up in the Batcave got the way it was. The jokes on you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not wrong with him doing that. Like, why would Jay get mad at that? Like, it's a cameo scene.
Well, if anything, it should just had to be a stand-in where they just show him dead on the ground and you don't see his face. Yeah. That's the bad. Like, it's not really the bad thing. It's just like because they have like the stand-in for the King of Atlantis, but to be fair, in Aquaman they never really showed the King of Atlantis either. But I doubt there was like. That guy doesn't look the same like how he's supposed to look in Aquaman with like the green, the orange and green suit. It's again the brightness is turned down because everything is in this Zack Snyder world. Which again, I don't mind for that final battle sequence that it's in like the night. It's actually in like the dark because it fits. Like it wouldn't in Joss Whedon. It's in the red. It looks just
bright as hell.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. That's what I forgot to say earlier. Like when you said like Wonder Woman chops off the head, like. And I lost my point. Like, if they would have stuck in like this rated R lane and just completely said, like, fuck trying to compete with Marvel, we'll be like the dark and gritty stuff. If you want jokes and comedy and lightheartedness, that's what those are for. And if anything, the DC characters fit more of that dark tone anyway. I mean, at least the way, I mean, I think Marvel has darker characters like Punisher, Daredevil. They have darker arcs, right?
If you want to keep it a buck, sorry to cut you off. You want to keep it a buck. Marvel probably has more darker backstories for their characters in DC. The Hulk, that's a bad. I mean, that's a dark backstory. And then now the Immortal Hulk comics, that shit is a whole nother level.
Well, that's what I mean. I think darker. But I think people think dark in DC, but it's mainly all Batman, right? With like Killing Joke, Dark Knight Returns, all that. Like, not. I mean.
Yeah, because all his stuff is less fantasy based and more psychology.
Too. Yeah, and Watchmen too is like again, that's a famous dark story. But like overall, like I know there are other dark arcs and all that, but that's what I mean. If Zack Snyder's goal is like our lane is that we should be the serious superhero films, and do show like heads getting cut off and blood and like and all that, like I wouldn't have been mad at it, and that's what it was kind of going anyway, and then. They brought Joss Whedon in to kind of like write that off, and then Aquaman's a swashbuckler, which works in its ways. It's very much like Zorro, like The Legend of Zorro, great film. Or is it The Mask?
Antonio Banderas.
Mask of Zorro. Legend is the sequel, I believe. Mask of Zorro, yeah, with Anthony Hopkins.
Oh, I love those movies.
Who is playing the Spaniard when he is a white.
Raphael, let me hold her.
Don Raphael.
Let me hold her.
Don Raphael. You're British playing a Spaniard. Like,
I mean, you want to start going through some history?
No, I'm just saying it's just funny because like he's tanned the fuck up.
Yeah,
they, like, put all this in like this pencil thin mustache. Like,
he could have had a British accent if he really wanted to.
And then Wonder Woman. The comedy in Wonder Woman is good. But again, that's a dark film as well. It's about the fucking World War.
Yeah.
And it's still in that dark tone. And then Shazam, I know, is like jokes and kitties and like blah. But then, like you said, it has that like dark stuff with like him being an orphan and his mom not wanting
Honestly,
him.
I'm telling you, you should watch it. I'm telling you.
So like they try to course correct and be like, well, Marvel is like jokes, but I'm like, that's because the Joss Whedon thing heavily influenced, but then they also hired the Russo brothers for directed Community and Arrested Development. So they know comedy. Granted, they're not writing it, but their background's like, let's be lively, like let's be funny too. It's like, and be serious when it matters. Like that's the thing. And Taika Waititi again rebooted Thor to be just like a fucking stand-up comedian that like actually funny in Ragnarok.
And in the comics, he's nothing like that.
But it came out of nowhere from the Thor that we saw in the Marvel. I'm saying in the MCU, that like Thor was never like that, with the exception of like 2 or 3 scenes written by Joss Whedon in the Avengers, where he was like, he's my half brother. Like hey, we're brothers. We're like, hey, like adopted brother. Yeah, adopted brother. Yeah. Because he was the ice baby, which is hilarious. They show like a little ice baby in Thor, and he changes him.
Yeah. No. And in the comics, so Thor is a more serious character.
Apparently, Eli Snyder went to Maranatha High School in Pasadena.
Yeah. Okay. So I was like, it's either in Pasadena or Calabasas.
Yeah,
I've heard that school. They have a lot of good recruits that come out there.
2-star recruit.
He played wide out.
No, he was a quarterback.
Hey man, California.
He's the son of a blockbuster movie director. Of course, he's going to play quarterback. Come on.
Other than John Elway, California does not, or Aaron Rodgers, John Elway, Tom Brady. Oh shit, never mind. I was about to say we don't really produce quarterbacks. We got 3 right there. Yeah.
California. Well, California is a
Mark. Don't say Mark Sanchez.
No, California, Texas, Florida are the hubs for all around positions. Like.
Nah, but we more so known for quarterbacks because we got some wideouts too. But
I mean, look how Matt Barkley turned out. Look at Jimmy Clausen,
Mark Sanchez.
But yeah, the Victor Stone football scene, and then we get like his dad's there because his dad's never there. Him and his mom get like in a car accident. He's only left with like a torso and a head, and like which is fucking crazy.
Well, I'm like, that's a crazy ass head on collision. I'm like,
damn. Yeah. I'm like, how did you? Then what did the mom look like? Like, holy shit! Like,
Chef Boyardee in the can.
Then he saves them and all that. See, that's so I do. So again, this movie did Ray Fisher justice. He fought for Zack Snyder. He was the first one to fight for Zack Snyder's vision.
Hold on 1 second. Before you get started, let me go ahead and cut the promo, my brother, before you go to the analytical standpoint that you do well. This motherfucker knew he was going to be the MVP of the film. Josh Whedon, like I said, freezing hell. You knew he was about to be the MVP of the film. He is the integral part of everything involved in the Justice League. He is the technology for a reason. All right? You knew that Ray Fisher is going to come and start swinging. This is him fresh off of playing Muhammad Ali on stage too, when he got casted for this role. So he has a theater background. He came in guns a blazing. He was the MVP of this show, of this movie. He was the best actor, hands down, in this movie.
See, at times his performance, I'm like, is that good or not? But that's only because we haven't seen much of him to determine if he's a good actor yet or not. And I'm not saying like performance is bad. I'm just saying like there are times where I'm like, but I almost think like, oh, he's supposed to also be a cyborg and not have total control of his emotions.
But but to do that, you see what you're saying? You actually just put him over. I mean,
there are times where he's like very like dark and dour, and then like when his dad dies, he's like that scene where he's like walking towards him, like where his dad was obliterated, he's like walking towards him, and
after he's obliterated, he's just like dumbfounded by what just happened.
Yeah, and I mean, like he again was the key figure in fighting for Zack Snyder's vision in the Snyder Cut. Not just, I mean, maybe selfishly because he knew of how much of an integral role he played, but also like that's what I mean. So if you cut out that Wonder Woman scene, the Flash scene of him and the dogs, and then the Aquaman song and Aquaman leaving, and then like if you shorten that scene,
but you got to have an origin story
for who?
All of them. That was the whole point.
But they're origin stories that don't work. The only one that really does work is Victor Stone's origin story. That's what I mean. Like the Barry Allen origin story worked with like we see him try to get his dad out of jail, and then we see him move fast. I think in a better instance or whatever. Like, and the same thing with like Aquaman's. Like, if that, like the trimmed down scene with him, Bruce Wayne, that's what you need to do. Like, I think we didn't need the Wonder Woman scene because she had the solo movie, so we know her origin story.
But you still need to see her in this modern era.
No, and we should no. If we're gonna come up with the idea that again, like she's been in hiding for thousands of years, like that. No, again, like Bruce Wayne's like, who are you? So again, like we're supposed to believe that she's not done anything since World War I. But then again, the events of Wonder Woman 84 happened, so that's what. So that's as a universe, it's so convoluted. But I think the better creative decision would have been like after she saved the war from Ares and all that, she goes into hiding and tries to live like a normal life, and then this is what brings her out of hiding to save man.
And that's what she was doing.
But I mean, not in that bullshit scene with terrorists and all that, because then it's like that bullshit thing. So she's been doing that the whole time or whatever. Because like,
yeah, on and off. Because once again, you just said it. Even though we didn't know Wonder Woman 84 was coming out, we knew a sequel was coming out.
No, we didn't know. No, I think it was announced that it was going to be Wonder Woman 84 in 2017. I think it was announced then.
Really?
Well, I think they knew it was just no. I think it was 2018.
Because Patty Jenkins, I don't know, because I just remember her was the director. They immediately said, "Yeah, she's the director." I'm like, okay, cool.
No, yeah, it was after. Well, I think right after it made a shit ton of money at the box office and had great reviews. They're like, "We're doing a sequel. We're bringing the same people back." Because they even think no, I think it was the same. I think when they announced that at Comic-Con the next year in 2018 or whatever, they said it's going to be Wonder Woman 84, and Chris Pine's returning. And everyone's like, "Wow, how is Chris Pine going to return? Like, how are they going to do that?" And then there was a theory that like Martian Manhunter is going to be Chris Pine. Like that's how Steve Trevor returns, which I would have. Which see, that's the thing. If Wonder Woman 84 is such a fucking mess, I would see if your idea. No, if the idea that Martian Manhunter exists but changes form, so that he could have been Steve Trevor Wonder Woman 84, not the guy with the whose body they're using, but she only sees Steve Trevor when she looks at him. God damn, that movie fucking A. that and that.
Oh, Christmas, bro.
That and the original Justice League are bottom two MCU. The Suicide Squad barely above those two in terms of.
And I like the Suicide Squad. I wouldn't say it's great, but I like it.
And then would I rather watch BVS or Suicide Squad? That's the shitty part because BVS has all the Bruce Wayne Batman stuff, which is good. But then Suicide Squad, like as much as I love Margot Robbie, that's a bad movie.
Yeah, I can't wait for the second one. We about to see what's gonna happen because I don't really like James. I don't really like James Gunn like that. So. Oh well, once again, what are you gonna say to John Cena? Deckard Shaw.
Him and it. Are you the prototype?
Right? Are you the prototype? The Doctor of Thugonomics?
Is that are you the Doctor of Thugonomics?
I can see you. They said I'm not supposed to, but I can see you.
Are you the Peacemaker? Even though I don't know if Idris Elba was gonna have an accident in this movie or not.
Come, bro, probably so.
Yeah, I hope so.
Why not?
The scene that they show him and John Cena when John Cena's like, "Cause it'd be dope as fuck," even though they don't show him saying "fuck," but it's funny.
Like, when have we not heard, other than The Wire and the Tyler Perry movie, Idris Elba always has his accent.
Not Daddy's Little Girls.
That's what I said. The Tyler Perry movie.
Oh, sorry.
I have
And
The Wire.
I'm trying to. All right, so the Tyler Perry movie.
How you know the name of it?
I've seen it.
Episode 2, Banks versus Davis at Banks No Rest 2. I don't understand. Every week, this man surprises me about the shit he watches.
Doesn't his baby mama's man kick the shit out of him? Like put him in the headlock like Ving Rhames and Tyrese and Baby Boy?
Mama? Yeah.
Hey, doesn't he do that to him?
Hey, he might have been Steppenwolf too. He was getting hold up. That's embarrassing, bro. Imagine when you have 3 girls and 3 kids, and then you go see your kids and Davis, get the fuck off my porch or whatever, and then you get your ass beat by the boyfriend, bro. We'll never pot again. By then, we'll probably be episode 2 or 300. I'm like, what happened to you today? Like by then, actually, I'll be able to read minds. I'll probably be Professor X by that time.
I'll look like a Red and Friday, and you'll be the dad. Like, nope.
No, your hair gonna be gone by then too. Just know.
Whoa! Don't you ever say that to me.
You're gonna be walking around like Bill Burr.
Well, I mean, him and I feel the same way about Eddie Vedder. So
Let's go. Let's keep moving. I forgot how you kick people out. How you do this shit?
Is it? They could have played that during Justice League. I wouldn't surprise me if like also. And then they brought Superman back from the dead.
I want to be unprofessional and remove myself, but unprofessional.
Yeah. The scenes with Jason Momoa and Willem Dafoe, where he's like, "Take your rightful place as king of it," and he's like, "That man's not my." He's like, "That man's not my brother." Like, see, the whole time he's like, "I hate this family." He's like Kevin in Home Alone, like, "I hate all of you."
Bro, because he just want to be a drunk.
Yeah.
All he want to do is just drink.
I'm glad that at least this movie had the scene of him being like the water, like the waves like crashing over him, like the very cinematic Josh Whedon, like painting and cinema type shit that was teasing the trailer to Icky Thump by the White Stripes. Where it was like, "Durr, like, and then it was just like the water crashes over him. It's like Jason Momoa is Aquaman.
That's the only superpower. Well, other than speed, I want that superpower.
What?
Water control.
But he doesn't have it. That's what I mean. That's why he's useless. It was like that good feeling.
It's like when he gets to some water, it's cracking.
Yeah, it's cracking, but like Sephiroth was like, "I'm not like again." He's like, "I'm picking a place where there's no water nearby. I ain't fighting you on your turf."
Like he went to. You know what's so funny? The whole time they was in Russia, I'm like, damn, bro, he really don't have no water access.
That's what I mean. See, it's like that.
But he still did work.
True,
because he half human. Remember that he don't need to be around water.
Then, like he's got the mom's trident, which like has the powers of like kind of some water, because like he just like goes like ape shit with it at some point. He's just like smacking shit. He's just like hitting the ground with it,
trying to get it wet.
Don't we all?
I actually didn't mean to say it that way. I swear to God.
You meant to say like
I was gonna say he got to spit on the trident or something.
Oh, that's even worse.
Water.
My God, man, restrain yourself. Shit.
Bruh, because he in Russia with no water, bruh. What do you do?
It's Russia. In Russia, we have no water.
You don't think they got water over there? It's probably like
Russia, water kills you, like type of shit.
You saying they drink their own pee to stay alive?
No, they drink radiation.
Gatorade?
You sick for that? You saying Michael? That's why Michael Jordan's eyes the way they are. All that Gatorade.
Oh shit! You got your kufi on. Damn. You might be right. Did you see that dude do an experiment recently with Gatorade?
No.
He drank some Gatorade and he drank something else, and then he spit. He combined. Oh, the energy drink and the Gatorade, and then he spit on the windshield. Why would you do that? The windshield exploded.
No,
I promise you. I'm never drinking.
What X-Men had that? Yeah, and
I'm never drinking Gatorade again, bro.
I mean, I like Gatorade.
I do too, but I can't drink it now after seeing that. It's just like the Coke and the you put the mint in it.
Oh, the Mentos.
Yeah, and it explodes. So I'm like, damn, what we put in our body really can kill us.
Okay, where was I at with? Oh yeah, the Aquaman stuff. Yeah, again, he's just like I basically ducking responsibility, and then all of a sudden, like he shows up to save them. By like,
he sound like you. You might be Aquaman.
Arthur Curry. I hear you can talk to fish. Like,
no. He really played it off. He knows so. He's like,
yeah. He's like, who the fuck are you? I don't know. And that's why it's funny when he's like, so you really been dressed up like a bat for, yep, in Gotham City for 20 years. It's like, oh yeah, Gotham City, that shithole.
Is he lying?
No, that's why Bruce Wayne's like, yeah, jackass. That's why I do it.
Like, bro, 20 years of doing that. No, that's what I'm saying. Bruce Wayne is insane, bro. 20 years of doing that. First of all, dressing up like a bat, strike one. Going overseas as a billionaire to learn how to do some karate, strike two. But then doing it for 20 years, bro, I would have did that after 2 days of doing a night shift. I was like, man, fuck this.
I think Kevin Smith has the great theory that Nolan's trilogy, that he's only Batman for a year or two.
It's longer than that.
No, like he becomes Batman, he fights Ra's al Ghul. Remember, the movie ends with the Joker card. It's a matter of how much time is in between Batman Begins and the Dark Knight. Like, is it months? Is it weeks? It's probably like at least 6 months, because remember, they're like, this is like the second, like another card, no fingerprint, something like that. And then,
so you think he's just chilling out for 6 months?
Because remember, then after the Dark Knight, he isn't Batman for 8 years.
Because he ran from the grind. He got his ass. He fell down off the damn.
Kevin Smith's take. This is like when they reviewed Dark Knight Rises on Batman, and he was like, if you like really look at it that way, like Bruce Wayne was Batman like at most a year and a half. And he's like, it was a cool thing I did. I was Batman for a year and a half. Like,
I would have quit after 2 days. I'm not doing a night shift, bro.
And Batman, in terms of like him actually in the suit being Batman, not him like doing all the training and that stuff. Because that, again, him training become basically a ninja assassin for the League of Shadows. Which,
hey, maybe that's why I got the line. Patience has cost you your strength. Victory has defeated you. The fucker was not training. He was not getting in the gym. He was tricking.
He holds them back, and again, that very cinematic shot of like him with the trident holding back the water as they're like trying to make their way. That's like, see, that fight scene, it's still in the original. I mean, it's in the theatrical. Well, it is the original, the 2017 Justice League. There's just some little bit more stuff added. And see, that's what I mean. So like Cyborg's like to Batman, like, I didn't think you were real. Like, motherfucker, you have all the internet in your head. You could look this man up right now. There's footage and like recordings and all
satellites.
that.
No, but not in the cave, because remember, Batman. How many satellites do you own? 4. So so it's like, bro, I got my own personal satellite, so you can't really see what's going on.
Oh, you mean like you think Batman erases the tapes?
Yeah.
You think Batman owns his likeness like Michael Jordan does?
He owns his own masters. Yeah. He is on record label.
Oh, before that, there was a scene where we get J.K. Simmons, Commissioner Gordon, for like 5 minutes, where he showed up, was like, Batman, you're here. Well, the hostages are over there. Bye.
Yeah, you can tell J.K. Simmons just showed up for a check real quick. Like,
yeah, because they're like, Commissioner Gordon, here are your messages. He gets them, throws them right in the trash. He's like, well, fuck these. And then the guy's like, the description matches Batman. He's like, come on, you think he was fighting bad guys for 20 years just to kidnap a few hostages? He's like, I'll talk to him. He's like, and the guy's like, I'll talk to him. The guy's like, how? He's like, how else do you think, dumbass? The fucking thing we put in the sky the last 20 years. That's why
I hated that line. And then he really did look at him like, bruh, like, how you gonna talk to him like, bruh, you know how long I've been doing this?
Like, don't we know Batman's your informant?
Yeah. Like, you know how long I've been doing this? And you can tell, even then, you can tell Commissioner Gordon, bro, I'm tired of this shit. It's been 20 years of this, bro. When you gonna go home?
My daughter's in a wheelchair. Like,
you see, they can't talk about Oracle. That would have been great. We could have got that in the Batfleck movie.
See, it's saying like there's small decisions they could have made and didn't. Again, they don't even say, she doesn't like even say her name is Iris West. They just look at each other for like 5 minutes. They're just eye fucking each other for like 2 minutes.
Well, you could tell, man. She got that whole thing that she wants some milk. So,
oh my god!
Just like in the comics and just like in the TV show, but I'm glad it's a work in the TV show because I'd be highly upset.
Oh, if it was a shoot,
man. If Candace Payne, come on, bro, I'd be hurt. If Candace Payne get with anybody but me, I'm about to be hurt. Look. If she get with anybody but me, I'm about to be hurt.
Well, I mean,
no, don't you say shit.
What are you gonna do
about your hair? I don't give a damn about your hair.
What you got to offer?
Shit, sensitivity.
Oh my god.
You need a man.
Yeah, but that fight scene's Okay, I mean the Batman gadgets. I mean the Batman like vehicles are dope, like the crawler and then the flying fox, and then the whole like how he's trying to build it from scratch. Like he's and like the goal is to fly it, and then the like Cyborg can speak to it is kind of like funny. He's like I can speak to intelligence.
The funny thing is about Cyborg when he got in a Nightcrawler. I'll take it from here, Alfred. I'm sorry, do I know you?
Yeah. That's I mean that's Jerry Irons is cooking in this movie. He gets some great like when she's trying to make the tea and she doesn't know how to do. He's like, no, Miss Diana, please let me handle it. And like,
No, this motherfucker was a chemist when it came to tea. I'm like, I know you.
well, even when he builds the gauntlet, he's like, now we'll shoot the boom. It works. Like like it can absorb the energy. Like
that tea shit pissed me off. I'm like, bro, tea ain't that fire.
But he's
breaking it down like this.
But he's British, so I mean, it's I don't know.
It's an art, a hot ass beverage.
There's the Ted Lasso when he's like, you know what? I thought tea was just gonna be brown water, and turns out I'm right. It's terrible.
Dude, who the fuck want to drink something hot?
I mean, if a lovely woman from the UK, from London, is like, would you love some tea? I'd definitely love some. I love a cup.
No.
Like Helen Mirren in Furious 7, like and Fate of the Furious when she's like, let me finish my cuppa, and then her and Deckard Shaw, like, come on, Dex.
Deckard Shaw.
I just a little bit of C4. Like,
I don't want no goddamn tea, bro. Don't offer me no damn tea. Don't offer me no food. I don't want no crumpets.
You don't.
I don't want no.
No.
I want.
You don't want no fish and chips.
Hell no. I looked up the British food. I don't want none of that bullshit, mate. I don't know how they can eat over there. I'll be starving.
See, it's a mad thing, bruv. It's fucking. So are you mad? Are you mad?
You sound like Drake right now. You sound like the British Drake.
But that scene, yeah. See, the scenes of Alfred are really good. Yeah, that scene, like I got from her, like, do I know you? I sound like Paul Rudd in
That's what I'm saying, bro.
For Universal Marshall, he's like, "Are you from England?"
I'm like, bro, he did not sound that happy in that scene. How you sound.
When Russell Brand like has a bit of like whatever shit from the ocean and is like, and Paul Rudd's like, "Are you from England?"
I've never seen that movie.
You've never seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall? I thought we talked about it a few weeks ago.
I don't think I've seen that.
Who was I talking about? Yeah, because you said you hadn't watched it in a while. Yeah, because I said his puppet show. Remember? Jason Segel had the puppet.
I might have thought about another movie. I swear I don't think I've seen that. Or if I did, I don't remember.
You probably don't remember that part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
it came out 2013.
No, 2008, I think.
I've probably seen it then, but it's been years. That's the last time I probably saw it.
2009. It's like right after Superbad, I believe.
Yeah, because this is before Get Him to the Greek.
Yeah, because Get Him to the Greek is the sequel, the spirituals. Well, I mean, it is a spirit, but it's a sequel. Jonah Hill is not playing the same guy, but he's in both.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Remember in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, he's the guy that wants to fuck Russell Brand. He's like. He gets on stage. He's like, "Oh," he sticks his hand down his face. He's like, "Oh, we got wood." Like,
let's keep going. All right, bro.
You talked about is it wet and then
you trident? Hey, how else was the water supposed to work?
But it kind of stalls for that for a bit, and then they resurrect. Should we resurrect Superman? We kind of went through that. Then they have that good fight scene where Superman kicks all their asses. Single-handedly.
No, he was Brock Lesnar, bro.
Dun.
They fly into him. He picking them up. He ain't even moving. He headbutting shit out of.
Yeah, him and Wonder Woman headbutt like they're New Japan. Headbutt. And then
did you see the earthquake happen at New Japan?
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Yeah.
You know what? That's God telling them to stop having a fucking pay-per-view every day.
Just because you're mad because you got to keep up with New Japan like that.
Hold on, let me get it. Where's the camera? Where's the A camera? 5 fucking hours a day, every day, a pay-per-view. I'm enough. I'm done. New Japan. It's too much, bro. I ain't got that much fucking time on my hand. Goddamn, it's like a job watching New Japan.
And then he does like a Kamagoye headbutt with Wonder Woman. He holds her arms, he floats up and does like
she got CT. No, it ain't even CTE. Your brain should have been through your cranium. If Superman headbutts you, bruh, your brain is done, bruh.
And then Flash tries to do the spear. Like I said, Superman's like, nope. And then he just Aquaman is like looks at Flash.
Look at Barry like, bruh.
If you don't you ever do that shit again. Like you ever seen Hitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember when they do? He's like, so you come 90, I go 10. Like he's like, you overzealous. Oh no, he's like, don't you? Oh no, it's when he dances. He's like, see, this is what I got to be doing. And it's like the whole. He's like,
yeah, right.
Ever do that again?
Yeah, doing too much, doing too many dance moves. But then the kissing scene, I do remember that. He's like,
you go 90, I go to you. Overzealous. You don't go the whole 100. Son of a bitch.
Start wiping his lips and shit.
God. Top 3 Will Smith movie.
It is. Well, we're gonna have to talk about Will Smith. It ain't that hard to do a top 3 at this point.
What? It's Bad Boys 2, and you know
Hitch. That's it. No. Bad Boys 1 and 2.
Men in Black 1,
4.
4.
Men in Black 1 is number 4.
Oh yeah, at 4 and then 5. Would you put Wild Wild West just because how bad it is?
Nah. Oh, I'm tripping. Hancock is 4, and then we go Men in Black.
No, I'd rather watch Men in Black than Hancock. But Hancock is probably 5 then.
Damn, hands up. What you doing out here with that tight ass suit on? With that tight ass Wolverine suit on.
They resurrect Superman. We get the same thing, like him and Lois Lane. His mom sees him, and then they go fight Darkseid. I mean, Steppenwolf. I keep saying Darkseid just because I'm like,
I'm
just like fight. I don't, because no one cares about Steppenwolf. Like, who gets, like, everyone was like, who?
Hey, his nephew said the same shit. Darkseid said the same thing. Nobody give a fuck about you, bro. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Yeah. I forgot to say that when we should have done the Undisputed Era episode, when Adam Cole super kicked them, that's why Adam Cole's like, hey, no one come to see you, Kyle, Bobby, Roddy. They came to see me, baby.
Hey, bro, shouts out to you even know about the Temptations.
I've never seen it. I just know the meme.
Oh, no, you need to watch the Temptations. So you got, tonight you watch Harlem Nights, and you watch the Temptations tomorrow.
Nah, tonight, what am I going to watch? Shit.
No, you're going to watch Harlem Night. I'm telling you. If you don't, I'm very surprised you've never seen Harlem Night.
It's free on Peacock. It's on the free tier, I believe.
For real?
Yeah.
I'm about to say there's other ways to watch it. It's on Amazon Prime.
I know, yeah, but then so yeah, Superman shows up. He's got the black suit. He hears the voices of his fathers. Good scene. He's like, you could save them. God, you can save all of them.
He said, "Fuck the original suit."
Yeah, I mean, I like the original suit, but again, in this one, God, all they have to do in these movies is just turn the brightness up on the suits.
Yeah,
not everything else, just the suits. Make the suits pop. Have you ever seen the footage? The images of like what Man of Steel would look like if the brightness was turned up?
No,
it looks amazing.
I need to look at it because that shit look great.
Yeah, no, I'll see if I can send it. And same thing with with Wonder Woman's suit. That's why it looks better in her solo movies. Same thing with the Flash suit is so poorly constructed. I get it's supposed to, again, like, this is what they wear on the space shuttle when they descend back into Earth. He's like, yeah, I do competitive. See, that his whole Peter Parker routine was so bad. Like,
they didn't explain how he got that damn suit.
He built it.
Oh yeah, they said how he's piecing stuff up together from trash.
Well, I mean, again, he's a genius. Yeah, he's a poor genius. I mean, he's living in a scrappy. I mean, he's living on the train tracks.
What are you doing in my second favorite seat?
Yeah, see, that shit was dumb. Oh my god, just stop. And Ezra Miller, just like Evan Peters, was one of those guys at the internet, like the internet Tumblr boyfriends. Like, oh, Ezra Miller. Oh, Evan Peters. Come on.
You said internet boyfriends. That's hilarious.
No, it's that thing where, like, on the internet, everyone like loves, so like Pedro Pascal and Oscar Isaac are those guys now.
Mm-hmm. Oh like, yeah, like the internet phase, so to speak.
Yeah, like the internet phase, like the like these guys can do no wrong now. Even though Evan Peters, no, he got his ass kicked by Emma Roberts. I felt bad for him then. When Emma Roberts was beating the shit because fuck Emma Roberts. But no, Ezra Miller again. He was doing some scumbag shit too, if I remember correctly.
She need to be in the triple. They need to be in the tag team. That person and Amber Heard. We beat motherfuckers up with Ezra Miller. Actually, they be the faction. They be the beatdown clique. Because Ezra Miller like putting his hands on people too.
Yeah. See, remember. So this pissed people off. In the original was Aquaman only be able to talk to people in the bubbles. And didn't Zack Snyder say that wouldn't be in the original cut, but it is? Or did James Wan say that wouldn't be in Aquaman? I think it was maybe James Wan saying Aquaman, they'll talk normal and underwater. Like there won't be air bubbles. Like
no, that was James Wan because the thing is with the Zack Snyder Justice League, it's not bad, but it's like motherfucker, we already underwater. How about we just talk?
No, I think it is that they probably didn't have the full on technology that James Wan was going to have for Aquaman in terms of like dialogue underwater. Like we could have like fights underwater, but we can't do like dialogue. Like doesn't like when Mara says something, we can't even hear her, but I don't know if they're speaking Atlantean, not Atlantean, or they're not speaking
Atlantean alien.
They're not speaking like
Atlantean.
They're not speaking like Andre 3000 and Big Boy with like the forever. That's how that's what
Johnny Depp up forever.
Terry Funk was like forever.
He would have had his knees.
Yeah. But yeah, I do remember people were pissed off about that the first time. I'm like, I'm not that mad at it. I mean, it is dumb. Like he's a lane, he could like it's a dumb. Here's the thing where like the weird tweaks from the comics to make, but that was more I think of a production standpoint. Like we don't have that many hours and time of the day to spend with them having conversations on water because Aquaman, it's going to be 80% of the fucking movie is going to be that.
Right, absolutely.
But it just to defeat the purpose for the two characters to be like, Prince of Atlantis, let us speak to you in your way. Like, with air. Like,
I don't remember. Did Willem Dafoe have? Yeah, he did have a.
Yep. Because remember, he shows up and he's like, take your mother's trident.
So everybody's British except for him. Well, the thing is,
I don't think Willem Dafoe can do a British accent without because his voice is too weird. I'm somewhat of a scientist myself.
Have you seen the other version of it?
Of what?
You know the other version.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I'll send it to you later. I want you to read what it says.
Remember the drop of blood? And then he's like, it's a single drop of blood.
And then he heard it.
And then he sees Peter's arm. And he's like, he knew where. It's like, I'm motherfucker Spider-Man. He's like, I gotta go. He's like, but what about the food? He's like, fuck your food. Like, I just figured something out.
Like, bruh, I know you just cut him up recently, but come on, bruh. You don't think nobody else got cut in the house?
Like a bike messenger clipped me. He says it like in Tobey Maguire is such a bad actor. God damn.
He was. The stone face bike messenger hit me.
Yeah, he's like a bike messenger clipped me. I'm like, they say like I fight someone for that whatever for the cranberry sauce. Like
a grandmother.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about Sam Raimi directing Doctor Strange. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't be. I think he gonna take us there.
I hope
this bitch tripping. She wants some dick so bad that she about
Whoa, what the fuck? You gotta relax. Jeez, we're not talking about WandaVision now. We blew that last week.
Hey, yo. Phrasing.
Oh my gosh. No, you can't talk about phrasing with what you said was egregious shit. That's the name of the episode, what you said.
Hey, but Wonder Woman 84 is the same thing, and then it's not cut.
That movie is legit that. Like, men are the prize in that movie.
But then it's not a cut. I knew somebody that could have flown this. He can't fly that.
He flew his ass to death. That's what he seen. He couldn't see. That's how you know Captain America Steve Rogers is better because he flew something and got frozen. Steve Trevor's ass flew something and died. Well, it exploded, but still.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't think Captain America could survive an explosion. They never said that was in his job description.
You know what? I see. I'm not sure what this man can survive or not. Like Winter Soldier shot this man like 5 times and then like beat the shit out of him, and he was alive.
He might be the GOAT because he survived all. He held out for years.
I told you, and you're trying to say Roman Pierce, blah blah blah. Fucking.
Well, Roman Pierce never held out. Steve Rogers up here holding out for an old woman. He holding out for an old woman and shit. And then she died. Well, in the movie, and then she came back.
That is a beautiful scene. That is a beautiful scene when he sees her, though. Falcon and Winter Soldier. I have not watched it yet. We'll probably review it as one piece when it's all said and done.
But we should at least talk about episode 1 next week.
If you want, but then it'll be two. There'll be 2 episodes by next week. See, episode 2 will have aired, and if we're gonna talk about episode 1, then we might as well talk about episode 2 as well.
No, we don't. We just need to talk about 1 real quick.
Nah,
because I just want to cut the promo.
Because next week's episode is fire. See, I don't want to ignore
Tony
that.
Stark's not feeding his people, bro.
Oh, here we go.
I wish that could be a name of the episode. Tony Stark's don't feed his people.
You know what?
He gave all that money to Gwyneth Paltrow. Weird ass. She making up here.
Okay, that is true. He did pick a horrible spouse to leave to his will and testament to. I will admit to that.
She making candles and shit with her underarm hair and shit, or whatever candles she making in real life. Apple.
I'm trying to think of anything else. I mean, the final when Superman shows up and is like not impressed, and then he uses the ice breath to like freeze the hammer, and then like God damn, that was almost as bad as what he was. And then like he kicks it. They all kick Steppenwolf's ass at that time. They're like the fucking KD Warriors. It's like nope, like
oh yeah, they all put up 20.
Yeah.
They jumped the shit out of him. It's like that meme when the dude's getting jumped at the park. It's just like that. He beat the dog shit out of Steppenwolf.
God, yeah, that is true.
Big fella, send help. I would have been
they were
dang, he should have
oh god.
He should have been like Dark Side. Big fella, I need your help, big fella.
No, realistically, like in Space Jam when they bundle up Michael Jordan and like they all like dribble and then like they dunk the ball. Like like when they like just embarrass Michael Jordan.
Them.
Yeah. Monsters versus Avengers. Who would win?
Come on, bro. Avengers. I could with the other route and said something stupid, but it's like, bro, the Monsters had the steel powers.
I say the Monsters are just 5 Hulks.
They stole power, bro. And the thing is, they didn't play like any.
They didn't
play like any of the players that they stole the power from.
No. They didn't steal powers. I stole their talent.
But they didn't play nothing like the players. Like, bro, nobody played like Charles Barkley. They kind of played like Larry Johnson. Nobody. Well, I take that back because the little dude did play like Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah, Muggsy Bogues handles with the ball to Michael Jordan. Yeah, they had Michael Jordan with one golf shoe on, embarrassing him.
And also that was a shoot because Muggsy Bogues has definitely tried to guard Jordan, and Jordan called him a little motherfucker or something.
You gonna tell me I'm wrong? Like,
yeah.
Michael Jordan, are you gonna tell me I'm wrong? Like, look at him. Michael Jordan definitely did that. Like, you gotta be this tall.
No, he did that fucking technique he does when he puts the ball.
Oh
out.
yeah, he did. Yeah, he did do that. That's how you know he's the greatest. Yeah, see.
But you know, Muggsy Bogues can fight, bro.
I mean, he's got gut punches for days. Just
he a shooter, and he from Baltimore, so that tells you everything you need to know. I beat your ass, Michael Jordan.
Who's you think you use? Shouts to Zell.
Like Zell is Muggsy Bogues?
No, he. You know what? I think so.
I think they related, bro.
But I'm just saying, Zell has the most Baltimore accent ever.
No, not compared to the 2 people we associated with. Specifically.
No, more than them for sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Cow. It's KHAL, not COW. Cow.
It's 750, not 750.
The white around your lip.
Our recurring bit all about the Benjamins is because that's an all-time scene right there. Top 10. When we do our Oscar episode about scenes that deserve Oscars, That's definitely up there.
Bruh. The thing is, it started out
You're gonna have to tell me that all the time because I love eating the potato chips.
Potato chips. You got to pay for the chips.
4-7.
He's cussing out the old ladies, but it was a work. Y'all get your old asses up out of here.
Oh god damn. He's just legit like it's not 57, it's 50. he just says it like you old fuck.
It's 750. That's how you be trying to talk to me.
That is true.
It's 750, bro. What the fuck? LAUSD didn't teach you anything.
But overall, like I said, I mean the Snyder cut, I was shocked by how much I actually liked it. Like I said, the first hour and a half.
We all are. I hit up Winston and I hit up Donnie, and they was like, well, by God, miracles do happen.
Yeah, but like I said, the last 30 minutes bad, the first hour and a half bad. That when basically what we saw out of Justice League, but like not with the inserted scenes, it kind of worked. So that's what I mean. I don't know. I mean, a little like again, the Victor Stone origin story definitely played a huge factor in it all working as a whole in the Cyborg, because again, he's nothing in the Joss Whedon version. He's like, why even put him there? And he's such a bad, like, he's as annoying as Ezra Miller is in this version. Cyborg in Justice League, Joss Whedon is annoying with like the booyah and like I can't feel my legs, but I don't even have.
But
legs.
he said he wasn't supposed to say that. Remember, he was.
I know. That's saying, but like it's just like they like again. That's the injustice that happened to Ray Fisher was such bullshit, and then like, and now hopefully everyone will see this and like we said a few weeks ago when the allegations were at the top, where like a studio will give Ray Fisher a chance now to be the lead or some project to showcase his talents again.
Yeah, I think he's already working. He's working on something right now, if I'm not mistaken.
But yeah, so like I said, like I said, I think it might have to be top 3 DCEU for me. Even though, like I said, it's still, but again, it's not saying much with what their list of films are. But you take what you can get.
Absolutely. Oh, speaking of Baltimore, Ray Fisher from Baltimore.
Oh shit! I almost thought he was British for a second too. Oh, you know what? I don't know why, because I've heard him speak. I've heard him.
He definitely gonna be saying earn.
Yeah. But no, anything else you want to think? Anything else that you can think of? I mean, like what stood out to you the most? What'd you like about it the most?
Shit, for me, you already know I'm a DC guy. I'm gonna watch it again. But they did it. They did everything that we thought was supposed to be, and then some. You know, it's just like I've been saying for about a year now since they officially announced it. It's DLC for a movie, but it's not really like they shot a lot of scenes. Like when they said they was doing reshoots, it was just.
But like I said, the scenes they shot, they didn't. For me, they didn't end up adding anything to it. Like the Martian Manhunter scenes. There's not another one besides those that really stands out to me. I can't tell if the Wonder Woman exploring the cave is in the original cut or not, or if that's something they reshot or incorporated. I'd believe both. If you told me that was something in the original and then something in the reshoots, it would make sense for either. But that kind of, I'm like, I get like she's finding the history out, but that almost just something like seems like she got all the way to fucking wherever they was, and like the security's right there, and no one notices this beautiful woman just somehow snuck up out of nowhere.
Right. No, like I said, I'm gonna watch it again and give my assessment of it, but I really did enjoy it. That's all I could really say. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, this is one of the greatest things ever. I'm gonna watch it again and get my reassessment.
I'm glad. But, yeah, I mean, is it better than VVS? Because you like, I don't know why you like VVS.
Absolutely. This movie. So the thing I can say about this movie is, it's some people that really hate DC. Like, I know some people that really hate DC, and even they said, you know what, they oversold the Snyder Cut. They was like, you know what, I don't fuck with DC, but that shit is fire.
But there's also a
And
contingent
this is people
online
that
that
just don't like. And this is an
that
honest person. Like he hates everything. Like he hates everything. But he said, "No, this movie is fire as fuck." Somebody I follow on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, everyone has a perception of me that I hate DC. Like I said, no, I think Marvel just makes vastly better movies. Again, like these things stand alone as movies, but then as part of the universe, it works phenomenally. DC, they really don't work well, in a universe, but as standalone movies, they're like almost there. Like that's the thing about BVS, like connected to the world. Like it was almost there, but like as a standalone, like as a movie, like to watch on its own, it's poorly made and poorly written and poorly designed. And then again, even in the scheme of a building a universe, like it's to introduce Wonder Woman that way and Batman that way, it kind of works, but without like that was just poorly constructed. And I felt like maybe they were riding the ship with this, and they knew like how if they saw the reaction to that and they knew like, oh, so with this is how we're going to do it. Or the plan all along was BVS is going to be this way and Just League's going to be that way. Then because I can't remember. I think filming started right after BVS was released. Mm-hmm. After it was released for Justice League, because they had those teasers up for quickly of like what they were doing. And granted, it's a movie that's largely shot on green screen and sound stages, so it's not too hard for them compared to Marvel, who actually tries to use locations for like a good amount compared to DC, but it's still largely a sound stage or Atlanta, etc. But I know, I mean, like I said, I may shock a lot of people that actually like it. Like I said, 3 out of 5. It's just a rough start and then and an ending that just doesn't need to be there and too long with the epilogue. But again, it's like you said, it's a DLC movie. It's something that like it's a director's cut. Like, you know, how many movies have you seen with director's cuts by chance?
Exactly.
Damn. Like, have you ever seen the Blade Runner final cut?
No, I don't think I have. My fault. I'm trying to see what I'm about to order for dinner. ADHD.
I'm thinking the same thing, but like, well, that's it. Because I listened to a podcast that when they were anticipating Justice League, they're like they talked about director's cuts and like really sometimes it's the true vision. Like this is what the director wanted, but then the studio interfered and that's the movie we got, or the director cut out scenes so it flowed a lot better and it ended up working. Like Blade Runner is a famous one. Kingdom of Heaven's another one. You know what's interesting with all this? I would want to know what the original Josh Trank Fantastic Four would look like, because they have the footage.
Really,
there is footage of them driving in a shitty Fantastic car.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a scene where Johnny Storm, I think he flames on in like the hallway after Doom has walked by and killed everyone. There's a scene where the thing drops from a plane.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's also more shit about them with their powers and there's like because the scenes they reshot is like the final scene, a scene where Sue Storm talks to Reed Richards and the interrogation, because you could tell Kate Mara is wearing a horrible wig. It's that bad. It's like oh no, I don't know if that final one, but it's the original version of that. I think is something. I know there's like the Rogue cut of Days of Future Past. I never saw that, and I never will, because I already hate watching Days of Future Past as is, and Anna Paquin, I don't have time for her ever in life.
Every time I say I'm about to watch Days of Future Past again, some always intervenes.
I'm telling you, I'm the one who intervenes. I tell you, like, don't watch that movie. It's horrible.
I know. I've seen it before, but some just intervenes every time I want to watch it. So I'm like, that must be God.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, as a director's cut, I think it works phenomenally well. Even though I'm still like, oh God, we got 2 minutes of women singing a song, and we got 2 minutes of Lois Lane getting coffee, and we got, I think, too many scenes of Silas Stone and them trying to stop shit. I'm like, all right, you could like some stuff needed to be trimmed, but again, where's the Deathstroke scene with Lex Luthor? It's okay. Jesse Eisenberg isn't as bad as he is in BVS, so that's that's not that hard.
His Tourette's was turned down.
And then I do like the I'll tell you his name. Batman is Bruce Wayne, and then Slade Wilson's like, no shit,
Right?
But they try to make it like, but Slade Wilson, he lost his eye through other means. He didn't lose it through Batman. But and again, it teased a movie we'll never see, which is Joe Manganiello is that. I mean, who knows? Maybe we could still. But I mean, whatever the Batfleck movie was, that the Batfleck was going to be him versus Deathstroke, which I mean, that would have been awesome. Shit, sign me up for that.
Probably we would have had some other villains as well, but we definitely would have had.
Yeah,
I think they said something they wanted to put. Jason Todd was supposed to be in it, so it would explain what happened, with Joker and all that.
I don't know.
But I remember they definitely said that it was supposed to be Deathstroke, and it was going to be like that fight scene in Batman Arkham Origins, the beginning.
Yeah, no, because that shit's amazing.
It would have been just like that.
And that's the thing about this movie. Ben Affleck is good in this movie. I mean, at least because it's the same Ben Affleck. It's not Ben Affleck who's in shape, out of shape, in shape, out of shape, in shape, out of shape through the course of the Whedon cut.
Mm-hmm.
But his performance too, because with the Whedon stuff, he course corrects, he lightens up in the few scenes that they reshot with him for the Whedon version. But just his demeanor and like he says, like there's that weird scene that he puts on a Carhartt jacket and him and Wonder Woman talk like in the forest or whatever, and then like there's like an extra tag of him in the Flash. It's just Affleck does a little bit better here. I mean, not a little bit. I mean, he's the best part of VVS, and like I said, here, I think everyone plays their part really well here, with the exception of Ezra Miller.
He had a heart in just Justice League. Like,
well, because now he's mournful. Yeah, he's realized what he's done. He's trying to right his wrongs and actually save the world instead of.
And he's older too. So it's just, once again, people got to remember this is an older Batman. So
yeah,
he's seen it all, and it's kind of like, all right, now it's like it's something beyond just Gotham City. Like we're just not dealing with penguins no more, or a killer croc. It's guys from other worlds. So
yeah, because again, they point that stuff out in BVS, where it's like they have lines that refer back to things, and here he's just like, this is a threat we've never experienced before, and that's why like I have to. That's because Alfred's like, why are you doing this? Like, just stop. He's like, if I don't do this, nothing's gonna, like, no one's gonna do it. Nothing's gonna stop it. And again, he's good, and because Affleck's a great actor, and he plays Bruce Wayne well, but it's always in like there's just you just want more to see what else he can do with it, because he really also doesn't get a chance to play Playboy Bruce Wayne, popping models, putting supermodels in the cab type shit.
Nah, at this point in his life, I don't think he focused on that.
I think I had one more thing to say before we wrap up, and I'm just like, yeah, the Ezra Miller. Even though I did like the Flash, rewinding time scene, I thought that actually kind of worked pretty well. But again, it's just his movement. I'm like, oh, that kind of took me out of it. Him being
what is this, bro?
Him being Apollo Ono.
I don't understand what this is. Like, bro, he think he's Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy when he run. Look at doing this.
To me, yeah, he was the weakest link of the movie to me. Yeah,
absolutely. I think so. And it's just not because he wasn't running no fades. Metaphorically, it's just
and it's the performance. It's just the way the character interacts with kind of everyone else. Like I said, like he does have that good scene with like, you think she'd go for a younger man, and then like I said, when they try to infiltrate into the Star Labs, he's like, option A or option B, and then Aquaman's like, what was option A again? That was actually pretty funny. Because see, that's what like guessing, because the humor of the Whedon version was taken out, but there like the subtle humor in here is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Zack Whedon. That's how hungry I am. Zack Snyder is like, Zack Snyder's never been like, hey, it's funny. Like, watch 300. Ain't no funny shit in 300
at all.
Watch Sucker Punch. Ain't nothing funny in Sucker Punch. Watch Watchmen. Nothing funny in that.
At all.
So
the comedian thought shit was funny, but he was out here wilding.
Oh no, he thought shit was funny in the worst way.
Yeah. The comedian was out here moving around near him.
Hey. Yeah, watch it.
Yeah,
But
I wasn't gonna put him over, but still.
I mean, I'm curious to see what Army of the Dead's gonna look like. If Zack Snyder's back or not.
Fun.
Because I think he might be back after
The
this. I'm
colors,
like,
the colors just turned up. He in good spirits.
I mean, Man of Steel. I'm like, all right. I've always liked Zack Snyder. I mean, because I think I saw Sucker Punch shortly after, so I'm like 300. I kind of like. It's not bad. It's just a movie I'm not too much of a fan of, but it's okay. Watchmen.
Somebody said you was trying to get in shape like one of the 300 people.
Who said that?
I don't know. Somebody said you trying to get in shape like.
No, who
I
said
don't
that?
snitch. I don't snitch.
Yeah, right.
They said you was trying to get swole. You was gonna be in the gym saying Spartan.
You know Michael Fassbender's in that movie?
I think I heard that.
Yeah, he's one of the. Well, I mean, he's got the big part. He's the guy who's like, when the guy's like, the arrows will block out the sun. He's the guy's like, then we will fight in the shade.
There's
That's
so
what-
many damn people in that movie. Probably so. I ain't seen that shit since 08.
Yeah, I think McNulty's in that movie. I think he's the evil guy in who rapes Circe. Yeah.
Whoa, hey, bro.
No, he does. To remember, he's
Can't
like,
say that
oh,
word.
I mean, well, but it's what happened.
I know, but still, I don't think we can say it. I ain't adding it, but you
But
good.
then, yeah, then Man of Steel. Like I said, I liked it when I saw it in theaters. I saw it twice in theaters, and I liked it. Then I own it on iTunes. It's one of like the 3 movies I own on iTunes. 4 actually.
You bought it?
Yep.
Salute to you. I was bootlegging like a motherfucker online.
I bought Man of Steel on iTunes. I bought Akira, Sicario,
Overrated.
and Akira.
Overrated.
No, don't you ever say that to me again.
As an anime guy, overrated.
Wow. You know what? That's in the show now.
As soon as people want to go to anime movies, Akira, you ain't seen Ghost in the Shell? Y'all ain't never seen no Ghost in the Shell, huh?
If I found out a way to watch Ghost in the Shell, I'd watch it.
I got you. I'm gonna set all that up for you. I'm gonna get you access to everything you want to see. Trust me.
And I guess, yeah, we'll have to wait. Army of the Dead is May, I believe. We'll see if Zack Snyder's back.
I'll be out there for that.
That was this week's episode. Again, we just talked Snyder Cut.
That was this week's episode.
No, it is. I mean, I'm hungry. You're hungry. We got to wrap
I'm
this
always
shit up.
hungry, but that's besides the point.
All right, Roman Pierce.
Yeah, we hungry. That was my lunch. So
He doesn't say it like that. He's like, that was my lunch. Because Cole Hauser acts a very weird way. Again,
you talking about the Highlander?
Cole Hauser is like a white man, and yet he's playing Cuban Carter Verone, right?
Ooh,
I did love. See, 2 weeks.
I'm about to say something else.
Last week, we did a whole thing about Fast and the Furious and the trucks. I mean the tires, and he's a cop. And then I never narked on no one. This week we talked about Hobbs and Shaw a little bit. Trucker Gamer, relax. All right, we're not doing full Fast and Furious content yet.
He's waiting.
Not until Fast 9 comes out. Then we'll break down Fast and Furious movies like how we broke down Snyder Cut. But
bro, that's gonna have to be a couple of day episode, bro. That's gonna have to be a couple of days. There's no way we can do all that in one sitting.
No. Each episode's a movie. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely got to do that.
But Banks, where can they find you?
Follow me at Banks No Rest 2 on Twitter because I might get tired of IG, but then apparently I can't get rid of IG because I got too much going on, which is a lie. But Banks No Rest 2, BANKS NOREST 2 on Twitter, and that's where I actually show my personality anyway. I'm more just
which is apparently that Jay-Z is overrated.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying Juvenile is better.
But didn't you say Future is also better?
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a shoot right there. You don't listen to Future, so you won't understand.
Okay, I remember that episode where we talked about me not listening to Future and you were pissed.
Yeah, you need to listen to Future.
But then I told you I listened. But then I told you I listened to The Weeknd. And you're like, here we go. Like,
I don't have no problem. That shit just his music is mad depressing.
Fine, dude. And the Futures isn't. I'm coding crazy.
No, he got some songs that be depressed, but then they get you excited about life. Then it's toxic masculinity. Then it's about
Yeah,
getting money.
which you're a fan of. A fan of. If anyone heard this episode, you fucking.
No, listen to Hendrix.
Jeez.
That's one of the greatest R&B albums ever.
Let's not be toxic, guys. If you heard the live episode last week, I might have sounded a little bit toxic there.
Oh, the episode I'm gonna eventually put out. Yeah,
You'll never put out that. If you put that episode, I will never speak to you again for the rest of my life.
It's gonna be edited.
No, you can't put it. You can't put it out at all.
All right, anybody else listening?
You put 10 seconds of audio out on that episode. This show is done.
Anybody else listening? $10. That's gonna be our first Patreon.
$10. That's how. Oh my god. No one should pay for that. It's bullshit.
No, they would.
No, they wouldn't. Only 4 people. Would.
Okay,
only 4 people, and it's
and that's $10. That's $40 right now.
Oh, that's how desperate you are. You're tired of bumming these women for meals and shelter. You need like $40 is a lot to you. Shit.
That's why you see I got that towel on.
Yeah.
That's why I see I got it on like this.
And you can find me on Twitter at Davis, aka Drip, Instagram Davis Colon DC. Follow the pod, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Make sure to review, rate, subscribe, follow, recommend. YouTube,
Absolutely.
The Banks vs. Davis podcast. Twitter at the BVD Pod, where apparently Banks is just tweeting out shit just to tweet out shit. Like.
No, but it always correlates to what we be talking about for the most
No,
part.
you're tweeting out shit to be like, and then retweet like, I agree. Like, no shit, you agree. You the one who sent the tweet. Like,
You need to say something so I can agree with it.
I just said I liked the Snyder cut, shockingly. So,
Oh, you tweeted that? I didn't see it.
no. I meant no, because remember I told you like, you said something about comic book fans can coexist.
We can, bro. It ain't that serious. I like all that shit. And at the end of the day, we ain't getting paid from it, so I don't take nobody's side.
What do you think would happen first? World peace, AEW fans and WWE fans agreeing, or DC and MCU fans agreeing? Which of those 3? World peace, AEW, WWE, MCU, DC.
No.
To all of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Very nihilistic of you. You see, that's how you know you love the DC universe. Nothing good happens.
Yeah, that's something all right.
I failed him in death. I mean, I failed him in life. I
about
won't
right.
fail him in death.
No, you might fail him in death too.
No, he brought it back from the dead, so he can't fail. He couldn't have failed him then.
How they know Superman wanted to come back? He probably got tired of Lois Lane.
All right, relax. Okay, leave Amy Adams alone. You go fucking looking at Hillary Swank, who's like, ugh.
What's wrong, man? You ain't never seen the next Karate Kid. That's why.
That's fucking 40 years ago.
It was not that long ago. That was like 95.
It's like 90.
And besides that, I told you we ain't drinking the milk. We only drinking 2 milks.
You be drinking. Oh, so you just said Charlie Caruso.
That's what I'm saying. Hold on now.
No, my brother.
No. That's what I'm talking about. Her and Mandy Rose. That's it. That's the only milk I'm drinking.
That's it.
That I could think of. Yeah.
Gal Gadot?
Nah, I'm good. She Middle Eastern, so that don't technically count.
Whoa, relax. Sheesh.
Bruh, it don't. So it don't count. That's not a bad thing. It don't count. I don't know. But yeah, Charlie Caruso. You watching the movies? Don't watch the movies.
I mean, Charlie Arnold now because they own Charlie Caruso. So
Arnold Caruso.
Charlie. That's what I just. I mean, Charlie. Just
listen. The Charlie Banks. What you trying to do? You let me know.
Oh, hey. You better see. And then Kat Dennings. We're gonna ignore Kat Dennings too because I know what you were tweeting. Tony Storm.
Oh, that's all you, player.
I know.
Oh yeah, Tony Storm is the third one. I forgot.
See, you a milkman.
Milk Apocalypse.
You're a milkman. East a milkman. Ron's a milkman. Rock's a milkman.
It's only 3. It's only 3.
The following message was paid for by the MWO. MWO.
All right, bro.